everyone. How are you all doing? We are back for the weekend hangover, which annoyingly means it's Monday, the shittest day of the week. But to cheer me up, I, of course, got a panel of absolute superstars. The first one is being to my right. DJB, how you doing, my good friend?
You're good, my friend. All good, yeah. Pleasure to be here tonight. And, looking forward to the show. Getting over the weekend of football. So, and looking forward to the big game on Wednesday.
Yeah, me too. Of course, we'll get into that. And of course, man, Touchline Facts, always a pleasure of you jumping on. I'm sure you ain't too double pleased about the L stuffing that you taken, isn't it? That was an absolute mauling. We've all been there.
No. Yeah, we've all been there. Do you know what I'm saying? Seen better days, seen worse days. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Big up, man. Big up to the panel.
Yeah. Now, big up as well. Sam, my friend. We obviously, thank you very much for being here. We will sort of get onto the Madrid. I'm sure you've got a few bits to say about that. I'm sure you're not happy. But look, it moves on. And it's going to be a new game in a couple of days' time at the end of the day, innit? Do you know what I mean? We move. How you doing though, bruv?
Just recovered basically from that absolute embarrassment I saw at the Emirates, and a result I will not forget for a very, very long time. And yeah, that's pretty much put that manager in the fridge for me. Oh, bro.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? One, I'm obviously glad you're here, and two, I'll be looking forward to getting your views in a little bit more depth about it, because I know, like the rest of the Madristas, you've got elite mentality. So I will definitely be looking forward to having a chat with you about that, my friend. And of course, I've got Shane as well here with me. Thank you very much, my man. How are you doing today? It's Monday. You know, it's the worst day of the week. How are we doing though? Come on. Where's that smile?
My God.
What are we saying?
I'm on good, man. I'm all good. Thanks for having me on. Big up to the panel. Big up to the chat. Elite as always. I'm sure they will be when we kick it off. But yeah, I'm all good. Looking forward to the match on Wednesday, I suppose. Gutted with the ridiculous draw over the weekend, but I'm not surprised by it. And if it gives any consolation to United fans, they had more shots in that game than we've had in St. James's Park in the last 3 league games combined. So, you know what I mean? More shots on target than we've had in 3 games combined. So, you know what I mean? It's not all bad. But yeah, man, I'm delighted to be here and looking forward to sharing the room with a few other legends as well.
Yeah, now buzzing. Well, I'm sure, obviously, when we sort of get it, because we'll start off with Arsenal and Brentford, and I'm sure Touchline will want to angle it as well to Manchester United, and we'll get into that because he'll obviously be disappointed, just sort of like we are in some sort of aspects. But listen, man, I want to start off, of course, with Arsenal and Brentford, and it's just an absolute snore fest again, 1-1. But people still think we're in a title race still to this day. It's so frustrating. You can't just can't wake some of these people up, man. We were sort of, we knew it was going to be like this. Like when we started getting these injuries and things like that, we were sort of resigned, as well as also playing horrendously for all season. Once we started getting to this stage, we knew it weren't going to be pretty on the eye. But you know what? It don't make it any easier to watch. And that is another forgettable 90 minutes at the Emirates Stadium. When are we leaving that ground actually happy? Well, we did at 3-0 at Real Madrid. I left there unbelievably happy. 5-1. Against Man City. Nottingham Forest was a good half. PSG was a good half. Other than that, it's been a largely disappointing. And let's not forget as well, we paid top dollar to watch this crap. And it's just been so disappointing. I know you didn't go to the game, DJB, because you had other obligations. And I'm sure you had a better night and a better day and certainly spent 90 minutes worth of your time away from the shithole, wouldn't you? How are you doing? What do you reckon on it, man? It's just so predictable now, and you almost go to the Emirates, and apart from the exception to the rule, that's what we're sort of used to seeing now, isn't it, DJB?
It is, my friend, and I watched the game, and it's just what's been going on all season, really. To be truthful with you, it's all been covered up by one result against Real Madrid last Wednesday. You know, that one result seems to have made everyone forget about the rest of the season and how it's been. And let's be honest, it's not been good at all. It's another draw. And the style of play is just not good enough. You know, and let's be honest. I mean, we should have a squad in depth capable of beating Brentford. No disrespects to them. Any squad that's put out on rotation or resting players, whatever you want to call it, should be big enough, should be good enough, at least at the Emirates, to take 3 points no matter who we're up against. And this is what's coming out the woodwork now, because when he rests certain players, when he changes the system around, when he takes off players, brings on players for whatever reason at all, you know, we're found wanting. And this is the problem that we've got, and this is what we need to build on. We need to build on a squad we need to build on a squad with depth and quality coming off the bench, and we still haven't got it. 5 years in, and we still haven't got it. You know, if we're without our first 11, we're found wanting. And this is the story of the season. You know, we can look at the Real Madrid game and we can go, yeah, it was a great night. But let's be honest, the rest of the season from the Premiership point of view has been absolutely woeful, really.
Yeah.
And if the other teams had got their act together, then I'm sure we would have been, you know, even struggling to finish second. And we may not still finish runners-up if Newcastle continue the way they're doing.
3 wins in 3.
Yep, and Man City seem to be getting their act together. We could even finish not in the top 2. And bearing in mind that a lot of Arsenal fans believe that finishing second is progression and finishing second is good enough for Arsenal, if we do finish out the top 2, it'd be interesting to see what their thoughts will be then. Look, I understand that, you know, that we're concentrating on the Champions League. Do I still think we'll win it? My heart says I hope so, but my head, realistically, from a football point of view, still thinks we're going to fall short, whether that be in the semi-final or the actual final.
Why does it say that, though, DJB? And this is what I always want to get round to people.
Yeah, because I've not really seen enough all season to get me confident.
Yeah.
You know?
But what we've seen, innit, mate?
You know, I look at it across the season. And what I've seen across the season on numerous occasions in big games, I've not seen enough of anything to get me really, really confident to turn around and say, yeah, we're going to go into this and we're going to do this and we're going to do that to actually win this Champions League. And even though we're 3-0 up against Real Madrid, I've still got my doubts in my mind. And that's not because it's Real Madrid. It's because of how we've been this season and how we've been playing. You know, the shocking performance against Newcastle at the Emirates in the Carabao Cup. Then we went to St James's Park and we didn't really do enough there. Yeah. Man United in the FA Cup didn't really do enough there. And I've seen us time and time again in big games and situations where we've not performed. And that's worrying, especially if we go a goal down early on, which Real Madrid have, you know, more than capable of scoring an early goal and really putting us on the back foot. And then if it's 2-0 at half time, it'll be really interesting second half. So, yeah, I mean, we should get the job done on Wednesday. But as I said, you know, when you look at the games that we've played this season, I'm never confident going into any game. And it's not a nice feeling. You know, I want to be confident. I want to be upbeat. I want to be full of the joys of spring. But I haven't been all season. And I'm just getting fed up with it now. I can't wait for the Premiership to finish. One, because Arsenal have not done what they should have done. With basically Liverpool have won the Premiership at a canter. They've not even had to come off the training field to win that Premiership.
Not one single bit of time have they had any pressure on this season.
It's just been appalling. It's just been appalling. When you think that we finished 2 points behind Man City and everyone was going, oh yeah, you know, we should win it next season and we'll push all the way. Pundits were making us favourites. The bookies were making us favourites. We were
DJB.
favourites.
These are the same people that are telling us, "Oh, yeah, but next year now, isn't it? One
Yeah,
more year
yeah,
again."
yeah.
The same
And
people.
all I
One
heard,
more year.
exactly. All I heard was, "Oh, it'll be ours next season." Liverpool are in a rebuild because of the new manager and Klopp leaving. City won't be the same team. Man United have got problems. Spurs are Spurs, and you heard all of this. And if we don't beat Ipswich and Liverpool win, they've won the league on Easter Sunday, you know, and this is where we're at. It's crazy.
Have we ever been in the title race this season?
I don't know. We haven't been in a title race this season. But what really annoys me is that we go and beat Real Madrid 3-0. And let's be honest, 2 of the goals from dead ball situations, even though I thought we played absolutely fantastic and Real Madrid was probably on a bit of an off day. It's literally thrown a blanket over the rest of the season. Everyone's forgotten about how we've performed in the league. Everyone's forgotten about how we've performed on a day-to-day basis. And it's just, you know, it's just frustrating, really, because the problem is, right, guys, and I'll be quiet in a minute and let you come in. The problem is the situation we're in as a fan base is if we was to get to the final and lose, or semi-final and lose, and fall out the top 2, or even finish runners up in the Premiership, most fans, 80% of the fans, will still look at this season as a success. And the game they'll what they will put down as a success is we beat Real Madrid in the quarter-final of the Champions League. So to a lot of fans, that would be like winning the Champions League and making a semi-final or a final of a Champions League.
What's the key word? Progression. That's what they'll say.
That's what they'll say. They'll say that we've made progression.
Yeah.
But the stats will show and the facts will show that the manager would have gone another season without winning a trophy. Mm-hmm. And you can gloss it up in any way you like. If we don't win the Champions League, we've got another season completely trophyless. So I'm just keeping 2 feet on 2 feet firmly on the ground, and we will see where we end up come what may.
Yeah. No, quite rightly. And the only reason why I before I get touchline, and of course, there's obviously a reason why I wanted to ask if that we were ever in a touchline, ever in a title race. And I've got a little something that pretty much sums it up, everyone. So have a little watch. Oh yeah, we was never in a title race, was we? Not once this fucking season. Oh yeah. But listen, all of these Arteta melts, they listen with their eyes. So do you know what? I'm here to let them see how far behind we actually are. Oh yeah, we've never been in a title race from game 5 to 10 to 50 to 20 to 25 to 32. We were always 7 maximum points behind and never any closer, people. There was never a title race from match day 1 to match day 32. Wake the fuck up, all of you idiots. Wake up. Touchline, brother. How you doing, my man? Obviously we're talking about Arsenal. I'm happy if you want to sort of diverge over to a little bit United in between. But yeah, man. Arsenal, title race. Ever in one? Nah.
I think he was in one at the start of the season.
What's that, match day 1 when we was
I think everyone's in it.
by Arsenal by 8.
Well, we were top of the league on the first day of the season. We've actually been top of the league more than you lot.
Yeah.
We've
We've
never
actually
been
been top of the league more than
one.
Arsenal.
Not one.
So yeah,
We're in a
I think
title
everyone's in a title race at the start of the season. But I think after about game week, I think we're being realistic. After about game week 15, I think the title was pretty much buried. As soon as Liverpool beat, hold on, I think it was City, their game that they beat City, maybe a bit further. That was when I think everyone started to go. Yeah, Liverpool were just I think it was the same week they beat Madrid. No, they beat City and Madrid or something in like similar weeks. I think everyone was like, yeah, they're winning the league. Do you know what I'm saying? I carried on to it. I said Forest were going to win it, but that was just all hopium. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I think they've been in it since about game week 15. Everyone's probably suggested they're going to win the league. Do you know what I'm saying? I think after Chelsea fell off, that was it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They that sort of dried up quite quick, didn't it? Because I remember a few people were going, "Oh yeah, you're sleeping on Chelsea." Chelsea slept on themselves. As soon as Maresca came out,
they were one game away
from
going top, and then they drew at Goodison, and then they just fell off ever since then. They literally fell off a cliff. Literally,
they done poo-poo in their G-string, and they've just never been able to clean it out.
They jumped off a cliff, bro. Literally.
Yeah. Well, along with Martinelli and Odegaard's form, is just still.
Yeah, but Cole Palmer's not been the same, bro. I don't know what's going on with him. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not even a winter palm anymore. You know, CB was saying about because he's a mouth breather. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, it's in the winter. He might be breathing in his face, stuff like that. Now it's getting to springtime, and he's still playing shit. So yeah, they've fallen off a cliff, man. But Arsenal not been in a title race for a while. I think the league's been done for ages, man. I think they just absolutely walked it. I think people need to start giving Liverpool credit because I see too much Arsenal fans, especially the toxic positive ones, that sit there and they're making every excuse. Oh, if Saka was fit for 3 months, 4 months, and they were top of the league the whole season. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, if we had this, bro, you should have bought players in. Do you know what I'm saying? If this and that, just give Liverpool credit. They've been the best team in the league this season. Do you know what I'm saying? I do think if City were to their usual self, I think City would have probably won the league. But that's the only if. Do you know what I mean? City weren't. City like 30 points off them, right? Or maybe a bit less. Maybe like 20 points off of Liverpool. Do you know what I'm saying? Give Liverpool credit, man. They've lost 2 games all season. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and they're about to win the league potentially next week.
Yeah. No, mate, it's absolute madness. What about Man United, man? Because I mean, that's just become the norm for you, man. Do you know what? I will say, I grew up, watching all the football in the night, the big rivalry, etc., etc. And whilst obviously my hatred for Manchester United is very strong, out that and through age, obviously, because it's a little while ago, grew a lot of respect for how bloody good they were. But man, I'm not gonna lie, this is an absolute shell of a Manchester United team, innit, man? Every time I look at you, I don't even feel bad for you anymore. I'm just like, wow, man, it's just I see it and I think how much have they lost by this weekend? It's no good, is it, bruv? What's going on?
I don't know what people expected though. To be honest with you, we knew Leon was the game, which we should have won that game, by the way. Onana threw the ball in the back, basically threw the ball in his own net, and then passed on with the Shirky, right? Then the game against I said this 2 weeks ago. There's a tweet of it. I said it 2 weeks ago. I said, bin the Newcastle game off. Make 5 changes and bin it off. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't go out and try and lose 8-0, which we didn't. We lost 4-1. All right, we lost a bit more than people expected. We were losing the game no matter what. We could have played our full strength 11 and still lost. Do you know what I'm saying? Newcastle are a better football team than us. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So bin that game off. It's an irrelevant game. We're like 15th in the league or whatever, 14th in the league. So what do people expect? Now let's go and focus on the Lyon game, which we have to win. We have to win the Lyon game. I don't actually think we're going to win the Lyon game. I actually think they're going to beat us at home. But if we do beat Lyon, then I don't understand what the moan is about. What do people expected us to do? We was obviously going to. You lot have played Newcastle 3 times this season. They beat you all 3 times.
Yeah, comfortably.
Do you know what I'm saying? The only team that they put 3 past Liverpool. Do you know what I'm saying? They've slapped loads of goals in. So I don't understand what people were expecting, in my opinion.
Over the whole season, man. Yeah, I know what you're saying because we're isolating this game, but you've been plop all season.
He played his backup goalkeeper. He played Lindelof, who's like the 7th choice centre back. He put Ugarte in the midfield. He put Ericsson in the front 3. He put Xerxes, who he doesn't really rate. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just how it is, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Is he ever going to get it right, Amorim?
Yeah, he is. I've watched him with my eyes. People that try and say, oh, David Moyes has won more games. Let's see this time next season if David Moyes has won more games than Amorim. And if he has, then I'll put my hands up. He's not.
Can I just? Sorry, go on, carry on.
Go on, bro.
No, I was just going to say, can I just come from a Man United point of view? Do you think your goalkeeper's a major problem? Because he doesn't seem to unite your defence. Because if you look at all the teams that have gone past, the defence have always had a good goalkeeper behind them that's given them confidence. And yet, I think he gets off scot-free.
I think what happened at Lyon. I think what happened at Lyon with him talking stuff to Matic. I think that's fast forward a year. I think he was going to stay this summer, and I think because he's made 2 mistakes in that game, because we weren't getting linked to no goalkeepers, we weren't getting linked to selling him. I think he was going to stay. Maybe they were going to sell him. I don't know. Maybe that's just a reason now. And then they've gone, let's sell him now. I think they're going to sell him now in the summer. And goalkeeper, luckily for us, is the cheapest solution, shall I say? But it's the goalkeeper and striker are usually what people always say. They get you the points. They get you.
I reckon you're going to go for Ramsdale. Do you know that?
No,
no chance.
No chance. We're gonna go, and we're linked with the Lille goalkeeper. We're gonna go. Just get me an elite shot stopper. I just want an elite shot stopper. Someone who can claim across. When the ball comes in, commands his ground, and is a good shot stopper. I don't care how good you are with your feet. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Do you know what I'm saying? Sam's got Courtois at his club, best goalkeeper in the world. Courtois never uses his feet. Never uses his feet. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not a ball playing goalkeeper. But what he is he's very strong. He commands his box. He claims across, and he's an elite shot stopper. I'm not saying we're going to get Courtois level goalkeeper. I'm saying we could get a decent goalkeeper, a shot stopper of that type. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I think they fast forward the plans probably. I know Nana's linked with Saudi today by Fabrizio, I think. So
yeah,
wherever he goes, just get me. If we can get 30 million for him, we might end up getting 30 million for him, 25 for Sancho, 30 for Anthony, 40 for Rashford. All of a sudden, we'll end up recouping about 150 to 200 million in player sales alone. Do you know what I'm saying? So it could be a good summer for us. It's going to be a big summer for us. Just get rid of him. We could probably replace him. It's not going to be hard. Let's be real. It's not hard to get a better goalkeeper than think you got David Raya for 30 million. Do you know what I'm saying? Personally, I don't know what you lot think. Yeah, when we was at the top, when we was at the pinnacle, of English football, we used to go out and we used to buy everyone else, all the Premier League teams. We used to buy all their best players.
Bro, you got Van der Sar from Fulham for like 1 mil or something.
Exactly. We got Carrick from Spurs. We got Berbatov from Spurs. We got Cantona from Leeds. We got Keane from Forest. We used to we kept trying to get Shearer. We got Andy Cole from Newcastle. Just so we kept picking at everyone's best players.
From Villa.
Yeah. Juventus did that when they dominated Italy. They picked out
Sheringham again, from Spurs. I'm going around.
Hey, Bayern do it every year, man. Bayern always take Dortmund's best player.
Bayern have stopped doing that recently, and that's why they've fallen off.
Yeah.
Bayern's done it every year. They would pick. You just pick. I don't know about Madrid. Madrid. To be fair, there are a few different teams. I'm not saying the different teams are a bit different, but I'm not saying that's the only thing you should go. I think you should get a mix. However, I think the likes of Mateus Cunha at Wolves, you can go and get a Walton from Palace if people rate him. Do you know what I'm saying? You go and get players from other teams in the Premier League and just pick out their best players and just go and get them if you need them. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I personally think we should do. I think if we have to, we can go and get another goalkeeper from the Premier League or we go out in Europe. But yeah, I would say get a mix. I would like to see us start picking the best players. That's why I think that's why we dominated English football for so long, because we just kept picking everyone's best players. And you know what I'm saying? It weakens them and it strengthens us.
Yeah, no, facts. People, well, don't forget, smash the likes up. I will leave all the panels links in the description. And when I get to it, I will put some in the title as well. We've been waiting patiently for a couple of people here. And Sam, I want to get you in next. Obviously, I know we will eventually angle it to the Madrid. So I don't know if you watch much Premier League action this weekend, mate, but we'll keep that. And then we will obviously jump very, very, very soon to what happened and what could happen, obviously, with the regarding the Arsenal Real Madrid. But what do you think of Arsenal? Are we in a title race? What do you think of Manchester United, man? What's going on with England's elite, man? I remember, my friend, like Arsenal Man United. I mean, I had read out some of the teams like that was 20 years ago, and mate, the star-studded squads that we had back then, and now, I mean, just shadows. I mean, both clubs. I mean, at least Manchester United won 2 trophies in the last couple of years. I mean, we're just a shadow now, aren't they? What do you reckon on it all, brother?
Look, Man United have been shit because of their ownership. It's just factually the truth. These American owners, they've destroyed this sport. And listen, any American who's listening to this, I'm not dissing you personally. It's nothing. I don't want to disrespect America as a country. You know, beautiful people, nothing against them, but American billionaires don't understand this sport quite clearly. You take FSG away, and even they are not even ambitious. But you take FSG away, you can't look at any other American ownership and say, yeah, you know what, you've run your club well. Like Stan Kroenke has bought Arsenal and had you guys for how long? And guess what? You've not won any league title ever since he had a stake in your club, let alone bought your club for, completely. Then you've got flipping Levy and Enoch with Spurs, and we've all seen how that's been, abysmal. You've got the Glazers, you've got FSG, you've got the Kroenkes, now you've got Clear Lake at Chelsea. It's just, bro, it is what it is. Man United have one summer for me to rectify this. They've got one summer. They get the summer right, they can build up. If they don't, then even Ineos, along with the Glazers, are going to have to sell.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, mate, but it is what it is. As of Arsenal, Aaron, that result against Brentford pissed me off even more. Aaron, this is my point. You man ain't even good. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful, Aaron, but this is why I get angry. You played amazingly against us, but let's be honest, Aaron. What the fuck did we do? We just let you man play like that. You man ain't even that good. It. Bro, you man ain't even that good. That's what's making my blood boil. You man ain't even that good. This ain't the Arsenal of 04. This ain't the invincible Arsenal I'm talking about. You man ain't even that good. But again, Brentford managed to both get a result and score a goal at your ground. But these absolute wankers in my front line couldn't score one.
Well, I couldn't believe it. I think, I don't know if I'd said to you either offline or when we'd done a stream, and I basically sort of said, and I will obviously come more in depth with the Real Madrid game, but I remember sort of saying like, they need to have a few things need to happen, maybe Mbappe and maybe one other like Vinicius or whoever, have a bit of an off day.
And they all have.
I thought about that. They definitely all did. And I thought, do you remember I also said to you, maybe one of them needs to have a chance and fuck it up or hit the post or the crossbar. And when Mbappe come through and he was sitting there running down my end and I was sitting there thinking, Jesus Christ. And he basically tapped it straight at Raya. And I thought about us on the stream that time. I was like, I said that. I said, look, there's the chance. And these things sort of need to happen. But I mean,
if that's CR7, Aaron, if that's CR7, he puts it in.
What's your thoughts on Mbappe, Sam? Do you still hate him?
Well, do you know what it is? It's not even him now. I hate this. Listen, in fact, I'm going to save it for that section. When that section comes with Aaron, as Aaron said, I'm going to get into it then. Because it's not even him now. Yeah. It's not even him I hate now. There's much more issues than him. But we're going to get into it.
But I've always felt like he was overrated. I've always felt Mbappe was overrated.
Look, he's not. Listen, Kylian Mbappe. Listen, he's done much better than the first months. But Mbappe is not at R9. He is not a CR7. Listen, you can say what you want about CR7.
He's not even Thierry Henry.
Look, he's not better than any of those, man.
He's not. No, but you know what reminds me up is because I've seen people that are on big platforms say he's already one of the greatest players of all time.
Kylian Mbappe cannot lay CR7's boots. And CR7 is the greatest. And
he couldn't lay CR7
and CR7 is the greatest footballer I've ever seen at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I have never seen a player like him. People will say, Zidane, I'm putting CR7 above anyone. I've said it before. The only two footballers for me better than CR7 in the history of the sport is Messi and Maradona. That's for me the only two I'm willing to put ahead of him.
That's mad as well. From a Real Madrid fan, he's saying Messi's
the
better.
Fact that but the fact.
It's facts.
And the fact I went from from Ronaldo, to this guy, and you get that chance, and you fuck it up like that, and you hit it straight at Raya, it just shows me how stupid this whole thing is. Now, he's got a second leg to play. In fact, we have a second leg to play. That guy, alongside everyone else, better fucking turn up and do something. Because if not, it's gonna hit the whole rock sales.
He got suspended, didn't he? But he's only suspended for one game.
Oh yeah. He got straight red. Yeah, studs in. He's a belly man.
This is corruption, from Real Madrid, brother. A straight red is 3-match ban. He got a 1-match ban because the final. They got a final against Barca, so they've let him off.
Oh wow!
I saw on Twitter. I saw a Madrid fan go, "Can we appeal it?" And someone goes, "Why would you want to appeal it?" And he said, "Because I want him to get more back. I want him to get more games banned because he wants."
Oh, respectfully, I don't even want to play that game against Barca.
Yeah, like I reckon you'll end up winning, bro. It's just how football is, bro. I'm telling you.
Well, listen, it's
just how Real Madrid is as well.
Bro, at the end of the day, look. That Arsenal team ain't even good. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Arsenal ain't even a good team.
No.
But yet these men went out there and was spineless. That manager, spineless, clueless. And I'm going to say something right now. All this manager's done, if he doesn't get past Arsenal now, I am telling you right now, everything he done last season, winning the double and winning the Champions League unbeaten, and only losing 2 games throughout the whole season, all that he did has been forgotten for me. All you did last season is forgotten. All the trophies you won, including the Champions League, including the league, including that we beat Barca 4 times on the spin. Sorry, 3 times on the spin. Including all of that is all forgotten.
Copa del Rey, Super Cup,
and he is no longer, and he will not be remembered as the greatest manager ever, in my opinion. Yeah, he will have, like, statistically he is, because he's won the most trophies, but he will not be remembered like that for me. I can't stand the guy. I hate that.
He's never done a trophy back to back ever.
I don't give a toss what anyone says. La Decima, everything is forgotten for me.
No.
Everything for me is forgotten. Everything.
It's last season, isn't it?
Yeah, no. Yeah, last season.
That's
last
true.
season is
he's
forgotten
never done
for me. And everything he's done for my club is forgotten for me. I don't give a toss. This guy has embarrassed my football club. He's embarrassed my club.
You're right, and your point has to be listened, because I remember I was on a podcast with a couple of.
Aaron, let's be honest. There's a lot of Arsenal fans. They don't even respect Wenger anymore. All he's done, they've said, I don't give a shit about what he's done because he brought Arsenal down to a level that they should have done.
Ancelotti. He's never won a trophy back to back ever in his career. He's never won 1 trophy back to back.
Right, if I ever see that,
he's won a lot of fucking trophies.
Right, if I see that
he's
guy,
won 6 league titles.
A lot of trophies, yeah. In multiple countries, and Champions League.
If I see
I get the point you're making, but he's
Aaron, if I see that guy, bro, I want to spit in his face and tell him to piss off. Like, that's how angry I am at him.
Yeah. Will you be that angry if you beat us 4-0 on Wednesday?
Oh,
I'll get into that. I'll get.
Oh, yeah. Just when we get to that section,
yeah. I'll get into that. But you know what, as well, like I do what I want to double down on the point that you're basically sort of making is I get where the mentality side of it comes from, and I was on with a couple of fellas from Fam Zone, and they said to me, "Oh, what about if Arsenal win the Champions League?" And I was like, "Well, we're obviously buzzing." I was like, "How much longer would you give him?" I'll be like, "Listen, if Arsenal win the Champions League 1st of June, whenever it plays, and we win, I'll be in Germany. I'll be buzzing. Excellent." Brilliant. Hopefully, I'll be over in Germany with DJB. That's another thing.
I can even
hopefully I'll see my brother there. You know it, yeah.
Aaron, I can even give you this. I'll give you this quickly.
One sec.
Yeah,
what the point I'm trying to say is guess what? When I wake up in the morning, it's going to feel fantastic. It's going to feel fantastic. When the league starts again, that's last season, bruv. And they was like, "Oh, how long would you give him?" I'll be like, "Well, he gets another season." Because I don't want him to go, if he was to win it, hypothetically, and we go again at emptyless. Well, then you failed again. Get me another geezer that won't win us, that will win us something next season. It's mad. They were like, "Oh, what do you mean?" Like some of them were saying 2, 3, 4, 5 years. What again? To get 5 years of credit for winning 1 trophy. What are we doing?
I had an Arsenal fan.
I want it every year. I know that we're not going to win the Champions League every year. We haven't done it in 139 attempts. Do you know what I mean? Like, we haven't done it since our inception in 1886. I get that it's going to be difficult. We ain't won the league in 21 years. We ain't won the Carabao, the Carabao Cup since 93 when we done Sheffield Wednesday. We haven't done won the FA Cup in 5 years now. It took us in 94 for Parma. Like, it's been a long time. So I'm not expecting us to win something every year, but when we're spending a lot of money like we are doing now, and this manager has got 5 years of an FA Cup in the bank, and that was 5.5 years ago, Yeah. One trophy kind of ain't gonna cut it. I want another one. Then I want another one because he's the best manager and he's the sexiest manager we've ever seen. Apparently, do you know what I mean? Like, surely his sexiness and success has got to marry up at some stage in the form of a fucking trophy, innit? And it ain't just my wanker of the week one. Let's get that right, man. Listen, go on, Sam. Before I move on to Shane, and I'm going to slightly change the topics. What were you going to say, my brother?
I had an Arsenal fan right now on the space that I was speaking to before I even entered the stream. I asked him, if you bought, would you sack the manager? His answer, no. The fact that you, man, scored 3 against me has given him a pass.
Yeah.
Even if you bought.
Do you know what it will be? Do you know what it will be? Do you know, I already said it before. I said it will be, the thing that they will say, it will be, yeah, but nobody expected us to win in the first place.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? The only reason we was in that position was because of Arteta. Did you forget? And then they'll bring up the whole, look where we were 5 years ago, and now you're expecting us to beat Madrid and all that stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? It's hilarious, bro. Most hilarious fan base on the planet. I can't.
Someone put a comment in. Here it is. Yeah, Malcolm. Yeah, I love this comment. Big up as well, chat, man. I will shout a couple of you in just 2 seconds, man. But yeah, big up Malcolm Town who wrote this. We can all see this, but unprecedented. That is it. The unprecedented circumstances. That's why we don't win anything. It's just the unprecedented circumstances. That's all it is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Must be all the unprecedented injuries that Mikel Arteta has mostly caused. But they won't say that. Just unprecedented, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's funny, but big up Malcolm as well. And Touchline, you did need to shoot as well, didn't you, brother?
Yeah.
What you got?
Watch along Thursday. I'm gonna try and get a stream out tomorrow. If not, I've got some videos coming or whatever. But yeah, I'm going on with Will's channel now. So yeah, I just done a show with Rashid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be. I don't know what I'll be doing, to be honest with you, but I know definitely watch along Thursday, man. I hope to God, just please win that game. Do you know what I'm saying?
Need it.
Needs to, bro, honestly. Yeah. No, because if we do get knocked out, it is because of Onana, because we should have beat them at home. We should away from home, so we should have beat them. We scored. We had 1 minute left, and he fucking passes the ball to not passes the ball, but ball straight at him, flicks it onto Cherky. Do you know what I'm saying? Cherky scores. So that's why I do think we're going to get knocked out, by the way. I just feel like them bad omens you get them bad feelings. Yeah. And it's like you can see the goal last minute.
No, I think,
do you know what I'm saying?
I think Man United are going to go all the way.
I just hope to God we win. I hope to God we win. Beat them.
Yeah.
And then hopefully Rangers do Bilbao a number, bruv. And do you know what I'm saying? We have built Rangers in the semi-final, and I fancy us against Rangers. I can't lie, but yeah, man. Big up, man. I don't know. I don't know. Watch along. I might have a show tomorrow, to be fair. But yeah, man. Big up to everyone, man. I'm road to 500 subs. I'm closing in. Yeah, I'm 11 off 450. So make sure you subscribe if you're new. And big up, man.
Yeah, man.
Big up for the panel. Big up to Aaron for having me on, bro. I might jump back on if you're still on afterwards.
Yeah, well, I mean, I usually would say no, but I mean, the last 2 ones have ended up nearly 8 hours and 10 hours, so I'm not going to guarantee anything. Yeah, if I hope it's not. I'm tired tonight, so yeah. It's not going to happen. Don't worry.
If you're still on, I might be on, but we've usually finished around like about 11:30, something like that. So
yeah. Cool, man. Well, like I said, if I'm still here at 5 a.m, jump on. Take it easy, brother, man.
Big up to all the panel, man. Big up Sam, big up Shane, big up DJB, big up to the chat as well.
Big up, man. So yeah, people, just one, go and subscribe to Touchline Facts. Just as well, big up, just before I move it on slightly, because Shane's been waiting there double patiently. Big up to Jezza in the building. We've got a bit of Gavin and Aces. Big up, man. Boy Dio, how you doing, brother? Static, who's been and gone down if you're still here. Big up, brother. Dazza, my absolute geezer. Sav, how you doing, my brother? Barca Reacts, what a geezer he is as well. Thank you very much for the watch as always. We've got Todd Birch, we've got Peppermint jumping straight in. How you doing, brother? We got Luca Talks Ball. Oi. I will be doing something with you tomorrow at 3 o'clock, so make sure you go and check that out on his channel. We've got a bit of Monty here. How you doing, brother? James from E20 Zone TV, go and check out his stuff, bro. Absolutely fantastic West Ham content, if that is your thing. AFC always as well. My absolutely geezer. We've got a bit of M as well. I don't know whether that's the James Bond M or not, but big up as well for coming here. Darren Sullivan, what a geezer. And yeah, we've got a bit of Curtin, MUFC Glazers out. How you doing? A bit of Troy's jumped in. Slim Handle, would a real Slim Handle please stand up? Natster, how you doing, brother? We've also got a little bit of Liam in the building. How you doing, man? And Shane, of course, who has been waiting wonderfully patiently. I want to take it in, but keeping it with the Arsenal before we get into Madrid. I want to talk about squad management, or mismanagement, as I would so rightly put it. Now, we've seen Jorginho's picked himself an injury, and he is out of the Real Madrid tie. We've also seen right back again. He's played Thomas Partey. Now, Thomas Partey's played 7 games this season in the Premier League at right back, and we've dropped 13 points out of 21.
Why does he
Conceded
keep?
in
Why
every
does he
game.
keep playing in there?
Exactly right. This is one of the things that I'm doing. 1, why play him? 2, why play him at right back?
That as well.
What are we doing here? You've got Madrid coming up at the time of kickoff in 5 days. 5 days, yeah? And he thinks, do you know what we'll do? Not only will we play Thomas Partey, who also was the man of the match, bar 2 free kicks, he was the man of the match. We also need to defend our fucking lives out. So what we'll do is we'll play our best midfielder, probably one of our best players. Not only will we play him in a fucking pointless game, not only will we play him when the game, we're in the title race. Not only will we play him in a pointless game, but we're still in the title race. What we'll do is we'll stick him at fucking right back, where every single time he's fucking played, we've only won once, and we've dropped 13 points out of 21. We've got 8 points with him being at right back, and one of them was 3 points against fucking Southampton. Help me out here, Shane, man. What are we doing here? Is this any surprise to you that this absolute pillock of a fucking manager just decides to do this shit? And we wonder why we draw, and we wonder why we pick up injuries.
Really surprised. And it's not squad management, it's squad mismanagement. It's an absolute shambles. Yeah. He took off the 3 players that won't play against Madrid after 60 minutes instead of leaving them on. It was the one and only time where Sterling could be of use, as in he's just a player on the pitch and one of the players we need isn't on the pitch. He didn't even get on the pitch. He's going to take Partey. When I saw the team come in, I sort of scanned downwards and I saw Jorginho and went, oh God, deadly, he's resting Partey. And then a split second later, I saw him at right back. So not only are you not resting him, you're just playing him out of position. So it's this same thing over and over and over again. And when these top gooners go on about injuries, it infuriates me that they can't see that it's his fault. It is all his fault. He is an absolute moron. And if 99 people in a room say we should turn left here, he'd turn right because he'd say, right, well, I'm not doing what everybody else says. And that is just a classic sign of a narcissist. He thinks that he has to go against the grain to prove that he's right. And when he knows he's wrong, he'll just push harder. And his pig-headedness will push him on. That Brentford game was not a surprise. We've thrown away leads and dropped points in 8 games this season. That's 16 points dropped. And every time it's because if we're playing Ipswich, or especially the Ipswich game, actually, we're all over them, not really doing much, but we're all over them. They're not having a shot for an hour. We score. Suddenly he locks up. Straight away after we score, he locks up. And a team that hasn't had a shot all game suddenly has 5 shots because he's letting them back into the game. The one time when he didn't do that was against Madrid. And I don't know if the moment got the better of them and the players weren't listening and they just kept going, adrenaline, and they would get a second and third. Any great team, United, Madrid, United back in the day, I mean, not now, United, Madrid, Bayern, Arsenal in the unbeaten season, and early Wenger. If you take a lead, you put your foot in their neck and you go for a second and you go for a third, and then you can sit back. And then you can start with the tricks, and then you can start trying to walk the ball into the net. No matter who he's playing, if he goes 1-0 up, it's back, lads, back. He runs the players into the ground. That Brentford game, the most frustrating thing about it is that it wasn't a surprise. You know what I mean? That is the most frustrating thing when you know it's coming. He brings on Odegaard, and the pace of the game just hits the floor. This is our captain coming on, and he's bringing the level down. And Zinchenko was on the pitch, showing him how to play as a number 10. He was showing him how a number 10 should play. Lewis Kelly should be playing in the left 8. He spent his whole time at Arsenal trying to find a left 8, and he has one there. What will I do? I'll play my left back. The man is, a lot of the solutions that we need are in that squad already if we had a good manager. We could have 2 left 8s and 2 10s fighting it out. We could have Lewis Kelly fighting it out for a left 8. We could have Odegaard and Ranieri fighting it out. You could have Rice and Partey and Jorginho all fighting it out for the 6. Their natural positions. Now all these players are injured. If we go to Madrid without Partey, we're in trouble. We're in real trouble because he is our best defensive midfielder. But we've lost him now because this manager kept him on for the whole match. The whole match. A player that is injury prone. We know he's injury prone. And he plays him for the whole match. As soon as I saw the lineup, I said to my missus, either Rice or Partey's going down in this game. You can see it. He brings timber on. You know, I had a top gunner say, "Oh well, we had no other right backs." Play one of the kids. I don't care. The league game means nothing. United played one of the kids against Newcastle. It was actually only when they took him off that they fell apart. They played him at left back. Just play one of the kids at right back. Who cares? Once Partey's getting a rest. Don't play Rice. Play Lewis Skelly if you have to play him in a left 8. Play Zinchenko left 8 and Nwaneri is the 10. All the options are there for him, and he's just so pig-headed. And I've said this before. People are saying, why is he playing half a full team in a game that means something? To him, it means something. Because if he doesn't finish second, he can't spit out this, oh, well, last season we finished second and we got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. This season we finished second and we got to the semi-final. That's progress. It is progress if you look at it as to, but it's not. If you watch football, this team is falling apart at the seams, and you have to be a moron to see it. We weren't in a league challenge. The only thing is Liverpool walked the league from the very start. We're just the top of the shit heap. That's it. We're just sitting on top of the shit cake, and they're miles ahead. And we've done nothing. We've been awful. If Chelsea had been half on it, we'd be in third. If Newcastle had started the way they're finishing the season, they'd be miles ahead of us. Newcastle have a much better team than us. A much better team. They have a better manager. Yeah. These sort of things. They do. And these sort of things that keep happening. I had a top gunner say to me the other day, I think I said this to you, when I was coming out at a Fulham game, and I was really down because Gabriel had pulled up, and I checked my phone, it said hamstring, right? And he was coming out, buzzing, mate, I'm fucking buzzing. And I said, what do you mean, Gabriel's out? Yeah, but we fucking beat Fulham. I said, the result doesn't matter, we're not going to win the league. He said, oh, his reasoning was, oh yeah, but Fulham, we haven't beaten Fulham in 3 games, so we had to beat them. What does it mean? That doesn't mean anything. What a stupid thing to say. Yeah, and so in his rationale, he'd rather beat Fulham and lose Gabriel than keep Gabriel and lose to Fulham. You know, it made no sense. And he to me seemed like a regular, where I'm going over for like a day trip, so I should be the one wanting the result and not caring about who gets hurt. But his mindset was the same as Arteta's. You know, fuck the players' welfare. Once I can say we finished second. And second, what if we finish 15 points behind? You know what? We've drawn 12 games this season. One of Arsenal in 1913 drew 12, and they finished dead bottom. The only time we ever got relegated, they drew the same amount of games. And I had someone else say to me, "Oh yeah, well the Invincibles drew 12. Yeah, but they won the other 26 games. You know what I mean? And I can guarantee you that 8 of those draws weren't thrown away leads. They would have been coming back from falling behind. They would have been 1-0 down and we scored, like against Portsmouth when Perez dived and we put the penalty in. The way they could try and manipulate it is what's wrong with the club, because Arsenal will just keep getting away with this as long as the majority are top gooners who are just oblivious to everything that goes wrong. You see Saka, that he's about 60% fit. It's clear he's about 60%. He's not sprinting, he's not tackling.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, as soon as we go out of Champions League or as soon as the season finishes, it'll come out that Timber needs an operation. I guarantee you he'll need an operation, because that guy, he just can't not be injured. He is
ticking time bomb, bro.
It's a time bomb waiting to go off, you know. Yeah. And fair to Saliba and the centre back shouldn't really be breaking out with hamstrings because you don't run as much in centre back. But full back midfielders, if you keep flogging, like these lads are covering like 13 to 15k a game. You know what I mean? Especially the likes of Roy. He's up and down the field. It's a half marathon every game, and they're playing 2-3 games a week. And Arteta's so fond of saying, "Oh, we play every 3 days, guys." If we play every 3 days, he just keeps saying it. Like we're the only team that plays every 3 days. Any top team plays every 3 days. And if we're playing every 3 days, flogging the players, man. You know what I mean? So it all comes back to him. And I'm the same as you, Aaron. If he wins the Champions League, I'll begrudgingly give him another year. And just out of going, well, fair enough, you did that. And the people saying building a statue, I wouldn't be building that prick a statue. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be building them one. But
no, fine.
If he wins the Champions League, George Graham has to get a statue before him. If he
that's 100%
criminal if he got a statue before. The chap is a statue anyway, you know what I mean? He doesn't have to go out and stand outside the stadium. But
sure, I heard Jez say something like that. And when I heard him say that, I was like, do you know what? That's a bloody good point. That is a bloody good point. Yeah, I'm sure.
It's already scandalous. And I think if that whole bung thing hadn't happened, George Graham would have one by now. You know what I mean? But he should. He definitely should. 100%. But I'll finish on this because I've been ranting on. But
you're good, bro.
Yeah. It's just that I now literally he is the nucleus of everything that's wrong with this club, and all the excuses that the top gooners use are his fault. That's what I don't get when they're saying injuries and red cards and all this stuff. That all goes back to him. So they're proving our point when they say it. When they say injuries, he caused them. He caused the majority of them. This isn't like, someone on the it's not Ramsey getting cleaned out of it and getting his legs snapped in half. These are grade 3 hamstrings. You know what I mean? So look, to me, the whole Brentford thing, I wouldn't have cared if we beat them. I'd still be raging because of the way he flogged the players again, and he took off the 3 players that won't play. Tierney, Zinchenko, Sterling, and Jorginho. They had to play all 90 minutes. And he had to leave the rest of them, the players we need. He had to leave Royce and Partey and Timber. Shouldn't even been on the bench. He should have said, stay at home, put your feet up. Even if we can't fill the bench, stay at home, put your feet up. We've got Madrid coming. This game means absolutely nothing. But as I said, in his head it does, because he is dreading finishing third. And the top gooners are dreading. I heard your man Christian say it. I really want to finish second. And that just proves to me that he needs that, because he's thinking at the end of the season. He's already thinking, how can I, if we finish second and we get to the semis, I win. That's his thinking. That's top gooner thinking. But anyway, I'll leave it at that.
Before I'll keep this topic just through Normski and DJB, and then we will move it to Real Madrid. But before I say that, one, Euro will answer your question, but two, I noticed our man Lee has give us another raid again. So Lee, Gunner, you fucking legend. Thank you very much, man. He's a superstar, our boy, and he absolute legend, our captain. I will quickly answer this because I see you in here now. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I can see by the shirt, by your profile picture, you're a Manchester City fan. That's all good. Everyone is welcome. One thing I will say is, well, you were asking a question. I know it's off topic, but what do you think of the City charges? The only reason why I don't talk about them, and I refuse to talk about the 115 charges, because one, I don't really know nothing about it, so I'm not really sort of equipped to answer. Two, if there's a football in the courtroom, I'll talk about it, but I'm not a lawyer, so I don't really do you know what I mean? It's not really my thing. And three, the reason why, and a lot of top gooners will always say, oh yeah, we're waiting for the 115 and all of that. Do you know what? I don't really care about the 115, and I'm not being nasty and saying it in that way, my friend. I'm really, really not, so don't take it that way. The reason why I don't care about 115 is because Arsenal didn't lose the last 2 leagues because of 115. We lost it because he wasn't bloody good enough. That's the exact reason why I don't talk about 115, because I don't like having it or people allowing to use it as an excuse for why Arsenal haven't won anything. So I just steer very, very, very well clear of it, because the reason why Arsenal Football Club have not been successful is because of poor personnel in terms of hiring managers, in terms of squad building, in terms of absolutely everything that has not got us over the line. So I hope you're not taking my answer as anything funny, my friend, because I promise you it's not that way. But I solely blame Arsenal Football Club for the reason why, and that's why I don't really talk about 115, my friend. So yeah, I generally don't know. Whatever happens to you guys, happens to you guys. I don't want that. I hope that we don't get the title back. Do you know what I mean? I don't want them, strip them. I don't care. I don't want to be given them titles. We didn't win it. I'll go to the game just like everyone else here does. I got that feeling of losing for the last 2 seasons when I was sat there in the last game of the season. But I'll tell you what, in the last game of the season, most people didn't. Do you know what happened? And I tell this all the time. At Everton last year, Arsenal v Everton, we knew Manchester City were going to absolutely spank West Ham, and they beat them. At full-time whistle, I was like that, sat there, because guess what? The mathematical realisation was in the last game of the season, Arsenal weren't going to win the title, but 58,000 other people were rapturous, clapping at final whistle. And I just thought to myself, you bunch of parasites, look at you all clapping second place. You're exactly the reason why Arsenal Football Club, 1, ain't won nothing, and 2, won't go nowhere, because you're clapping like we've just won the Champions League and you finished second. Pathetic. But hopefully that answers your question, my friend. And of course, for everyone that's just come, like and subscribe. We will also be doing Regression FC very, very, very soon. A little segment that I very, very, very much enjoy. Big up to everyone in the chat. We'll just quickly run through a couple of people here. Just a second. We've got a Lee raid here. Joel, big up, brother. Got a bit of Joshua. A little bit of Wu-Tang Clan is in the building. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Side, how you doing, bruv? We've got Victor. Obviously, you're myself, my man. Big up. Benji's jumping in the building, man. All of you, big up. I can't get through all, otherwise I'll be here and it'd be a bit tedious. Normski, squad building for Arsenal is borderline a joke, borderline pathetic, borderline disgraceful. Thomas Partey could be injured. Jorginho is injured, which means there's no need to rotate, but he plays him at right back, where we keep losing games and drawing games. 13 points lost in 21. Not only does he play him in out of position, not only does he play him out of position, but he's played him in the first place. Why would you do that 5 days after basically his man of the match performance against Madrid, knowing you've got to go there in 5 days and defend that lot? Help me out here, because, I mean, like, in-game management is an all-time low, but he's had a few days to think about this. Help me out. Why does this manager do these things, bruv? Tell me, please.
It's systemic of the club, basically. You know, this is not just something that's just happened last year. This has been going on for a long time. The recruitment issues under Arteta is an absolute joke. Edu, you know, he's gone now. We're waiting for his memoirs to really see what really happened between the two of them. So I'll be looking forward to that. But coming back to the game on Saturday evening, it's another pointless game, another draw ticked off. 12 draws now, 24 points dropped. What can you say? But look, he's playing these guys knowing full well that we've got a massive game on Wednesday. Now, Thomas Partey, when I saw him at right back, I'm thinking, what are you doing? What are you doing here? Because one thing you got to understand, when you're playing Thomas Partey at right back, he has to do a lot of running up and down. And when he made that long busting run to score that goal, and brilliant, fantastic goal. But I think, that goal, that run did something to his groin. Because after that, he was kind of holding his groin and thinking, whoa, you know what I mean? This ain't the one. And from what I understand, he asked to be subbed off, in fairness, because, he's hoping that he will be sort of fit for the game on Wednesday. But if, as DJ says, if we lose Thomas Partey for that game against Real Madrid, we're in trouble, because we're going to a cauldron, 90,000 people in that stadium, they ain't taking any prisoners, right? And if Real Madrid score early, this is when, our bottom holes will go, this is when squeaky bum time. It's whether Arteta and these lads have got the mentality, to get through this, because this is a massive. I've said it. We haven't got one foot in the semi-finals, just one big toe in the semi-final. All right, we've got one big toe in the semi-finals, and just his in-game management. You're making 3 substitutions. What was this all about? What was that all about? I mean, I just don't get it. In other times when he's played, you're waiting for a substitution in the 75th minute or 80th minute. He's now made what? Are we trying to go and win a game or something? The game is pointless. It is a pointless game. To be honest, right? When we was at 1-0, right? Keep Ethan Ranmeri on, keep Zinchenko on, because Zinchenko shows how you play as a number 10. He was controlling that midfield. Odegaard comes on. We just lose total control of the game. Not only that, right? A couple of my mates were at the game. And they're big Arteta fans. Right? They're not calling for Arteta's head, but I said to them, on the 62nd minute, right? Before, we was controlling the game, when Odegaard come on, what was your thoughts on the game after that? He goes, we just lost total control of the game. These are people watching it, because sometimes you're watching it on TV, you can't really see what's going on unless you're there in the flesh. And I said, so just tell me, did you watch Odegaard? He said, yeah. I said, what are your thoughts on him? Because, you looked at him as a very top class player. He goes, Knowles, I'm not going to lie. This guy is a waste of space. This guy has no creativity. He's seen this with his own eyes now, that this guy says all he does is dance on the football pitch, spinning. Spinning. That's all he does. He says he offered nothing, because they should have kept Zinchenko on. Because he was great. And what I noticed in that game, right and left, was a balance, because Zinchenko was feeding the left and he was feeding the right. As soon as Odegaard comes on, everything was just down the right hand side. Because he's only one dimensional. When he picks up the ball square on with his back to goal, when he turns into trouble. Same. It's very much Trossard and him are very much the same. They get the ball and they receive it. They don't receive it on the half turn. Yeah. Even though he didn't have a good game, the game, as I said, was absolutely pointless. Jorginho now gets injured. Look, whether I don't know if it's a broken rib or what. I mean, he was probably the worst player on the pitch. Declan Rice, after 60 odd minutes, looked knackered. The amount of running he had to do. A lot of these guys are in the red zone. And the problem is that at the end of the season, as DJ said, look, the likes of Timber is probably going to have to go and have another op because he's always breaking down and you know what I mean. He's on the pitch and then next thing he's down on the floor. He's just come up for an ACL injury. So I'll take my hat off to the fact that he's played so many games. He has to be playing in the red zone. With a lot of these players, they're playing in the red zone because, when you look at the rotation on the bench, you had, again, Butler, Deje. I mean, what is the point of having him on the bench? Why didn't you try him out? Why didn't you try him out up front? You had that Jack Henry Francis is a midfielder. Try him. Put him at right back because you seem to like moving people about. You could have played him there. Yeah? You could have played him there. We was kind of comfortable for the first 60-odd minutes. And then, slack defending, they end up drawing a game. 12 games drawn. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was a pointless dead game. And then the excuses is this. Shane said it. The excuse is this. Arteta is trying his very best to finish second, right? Get that semi-final, right? So they can turn around and say, the top gooners, and he will feed that narrative to say, oh, well, we did come second this year and we made a semi-final, right? And that will be what the narrative will be. So a lot of these top gooners will use that narrative to suit their agenda. The way I look at things, right, guys, is when we call out things about Arsenal, it's for the best. So if somebody on the show starts showing you the L and say, oh, you're in the mud and all that. If we're in the mud, for me, that means that we're doing well because we're calling out. They're meant to do what they're meant to do. The problem is when they fail now, when Arteta fails now, right? They're going to be in the mud. Yeah? They're going to be in mud. And it's not a case of us going and saying, well, we told you so. We're just calling out what is wrong. So at the end of the day, if we win the Champions League, we're going to be right because we've been calling it out. So there's nothing that they can turn and say we're in the mud. They can turn and say to us, oh, don't celebrate. I will celebrate. It's my club. I will celebrate because we've called it out. Yeah. And the players have stepped up and they've gone and won the Champions League, right? The problem is that if, say, they fail again, right, to win any trophies, the regression, because that's what it is, regression, 12 points off or 13 points off of Liverpool, a season that's nearly finished. Next week, they could win the league. That's crazy. Next week.
Fucking Easter.
Knowles, Aaron.
It was over in February.
Knowles, Aaron. Look at the comment from Meme Screamer. Look at the comment. They just put in. Look at that about pie. Look at that. I don't know if that is true, but if that is true, look at that.
Yeah, this is
he's apparently 100% out.
But people will say that we're still in the title race, so that's why we had to 100% play him. This is absolutely ridiculous. What I will do, and yeah, thanks for making me aware of that comment. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Before I move on to Regression FC and get DJB in for the 128 in the building, big up to every single one of you, man. First class chat as always, man. Don't forget like and sub to all the boys as well. We're in the title race. There's Regression FC. You know I like my graphics. You know I deal with stats. So for the second time and the last time tonight, I will play you the title race that Arsenal have been in, just so more of you can see it. The title race that we've been in all season. Oh, yeah, almost like we've been absolutely nowhere near the fucking title season, isn't it? And here is exactly where we show it. Regression FC, Lone Star. Oh yeah, I love it. Look, here we go. We've got one of them. You wrote this so timely, my friend. Because you know what? I've just posted a video of game 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 32. Just to show you that we've been ridiculous amounts of points off the league all season. I've got a graphic up here which shows you where we are now compared to the last 2 seasons at the same stage. Have a little look, Lone Star, because obviously you don't look with your eyes or your fucking ears, so maybe you're just a complete and total fucking utter spastic. But if you do want to use your eyes and your ears, maybe have a little goosey ear, because there ain't one single metric that we've improved.
Now, why is he even here? A rule talk. If you don't like it, just get off.
Lone Star. That's it. Do you know what? Don't worry about it, Lone Star. Leave me and my clown channel be. There's an X in the top right hand corner. Press it if you can find it. Obviously, you probably won't be able to see it.
You're a lonely guy, mate. I bet your mama beamed you up when you were small gorillas.
No one block him. If there's any mods in there, no one block him. I want him to use his own little volition to piss off. Go away. I don't want you here. I won't block you, but piss off. It's
if you can't find the X on the screen, get your carer to help you with it. Right?
Innit? Yeah, do you know what I mean? Maybe that you're speaking the language.
Into the keyboard.
Aaron, just look at this name, bro. His name, it just shows how much of a belly he actually is. Look at this guy's name, bro.
Go away. I don't like it. Don't start crying either because you've been called out. It's the only bit of attention I'm going to give you tonight. Click off. Fuck off. Go away. Mong. Right, anyways, yeah. DJB, Regression FC. The stats every single week I do it just to sort of prove statistically and factly, because that don't lie, PremierLeague.com. Can't argue with that. No. What we're saying, because we're talking about title races, and obviously I know you want to jump on as well about the party thing and everything like that. I just want you to summarize it all up, my friend, before I, of course, move it on to Real Madrid.
Yeah, well, there's an old saying, when you listen to pundits and ex-players, one of the things they always say is the league table don't lie.
Yeah.
That's the thing that they always say. You know, you over the years, they say, look at the league table. The league table never lies. If you're top, come what may. If you're bottom, etc., etc.
Yeah.
If you look at the league table, how you are now, and you're comparing it to previous years, there it is in front of you. You don't have to look at games. You don't have to look at squads. You don't have to look at players. You just look at where Arsenal are. And if you look at this season in particular, 63 points, and Liverpool 76. They've never really been challenged, Liverpool. And hats off to them. You know, they've won the league, and good luck to them. And, you know, they'll have their day in the sunshine and their parade and everything else, and fantastic city and fantastic club. So good luck to them. However, they haven't really been challenged. And at the start of the season, we were told by our manager on the pitch against Everton, last game of the season, great big speech. And, you know, you can play it back, you can watch it back, what he said at the end of the season. And we've failed. We have failed to capitalise on probably the easiest season to win the league. Next year's going to be a whole lot different, because Liverpool have re-signed their top players. They're going to add to their squad. The manager's going to be a year wiser. Man United will move on players and probably bring players in. You never know with Manchester United. They're a massive club, so they could get the ball rolling at any time. Man City are definitely not going to stay still. They're not going to be any worse than what they are this season. So we've missed a major opportunity to win this Premier League.
Massive,
an absolute major opportunity, and it's disappointing. And me, for one, being a lifelong Arsenal fan, blames the manager. I blame the manager completely, because the buck stops at the manager. And it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter about board. It doesn't matter about the owners. It doesn't matter about who's captain. It doesn't matter about the players. the buck stops at the manager, and it does with all levels of football, from non-league all the way up to the Premiership. It's the manager that sets the tone. It's the manager that sets the tactics. It's the manager that has the final say who plays where. It's the manager that has the final say on what squad he picks, etc., etc., etc. And along with this manager, he said in his own words, he has overall say on what players come into the team. And his signings over the years has not made this club big enough and strong enough to do what it needs to do. Now, I will say that we have been challenging in the past, because last season we missed out by 2 points. That to me is a challenge, so I can't knock him for that. He did he did move some players on when he come into the team. I can't knock him for that. He galvanised he got the stadium a little bit sort of buzzy and rocking. Yeah. I'll give him credit for that. So it's not all doom and gloom that I'm saying that he's done this and he's done that. But the bottom line is, if you look at this season in the league, it's been dreadful. The football's not been very good, and it stops at the manager. And if he wins,
well, DJB, sorry, you have to take them. They've been dreadful as well.
Sorry,
the two domestic cups have been dreadful as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say, domestically, the cups, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and I said right at the beginning of the stream, in big games, we have fallen short. Again, comes down to the manager. He sets the tone. Fallen short. Some of the players have not exceeded, have not moved on. Martinelli's not had a great season. The captain Odegaard has fallen off of a cliff. Rice has sort of pretty stayed stagnant. And it goes on and on. He discovered Lewis Skelly by default. Signed centre halves and played them at left back. And then Lewis Skelly was thrown in at left back because of injuries, and he didn't trust Kieran Tierney. And then suddenly he unravelled a gem. Well, he was always there in the club anyway. The academy was telling him about Lewis Skelly, but he didn't want to listen. But then when he discovers him, it's like he's fined, and it's all down to Arteta. And look what I've just done. Look what I've magically found.
And DJB, let's not forget Newcastle. Let's not forget them, bro. Them Saudi owners ain't there to play around. They're there to win.
Exactly.
And look who owns them. And look who owns them. That's a football. And that's
and this is, Sam, 100%. And this is what's worrying me. And I've said it on streams from day one. The summer signings, the summer window was the downfall of this club. The Kai Havertz signing was the downfall of this club not winning the Premiership. And these teams below us now, Newcastle, as you just mentioned, Liverpool, Man United, they're not going to stay still. It's going to be a lot harder to win it from now on.
And let's be honest, DJB, Newcastle haven't spent money for time now. They can go out and spend a 200.
Oh, mate, they've got millions. They've got millions. Yeah. And the thing is, right, people say to me, I've had people say to me, so if he wins the Champions League, how long do you give him? Well, if he wins the Champions League, I'll take me out off to him, because for me, for one, the Champions League's the most important trophy, because I've never seen it won. I've seen all the other trophies won, but I've never seen us win the Champions League. So it would be an
people off again. There is a semi-final, and there is a much better team that you're going to have to play. PSG, I don't even care, even if we do a comeback.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not even looking that far, and I use the word if in big, great big capital letters. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not confident. But if he did, I mean, hats off to him. However,
of course.
Long term for this club to maintain trophies and to go again in the Champions League as champions and to win the Premier League and a domestic cup, he's not the man for the job. I think he's.
Let's be honest, DJ. But let's be honest. The fact Eddie Howe has won as many trophies as him, being in there less time. That's embarrassing. I know it's the League Cup, but still.
No,
like,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, and this
I know that, but people will say it's the League Cup. Like,
the League Cup's a trophy. I mean, me for once thought that the League Cup was probably realistically the only cup that we were probably going to win.
Yeah,
with the signings we made in the summer.
Yeah.
I was looking at the League Cup, perhaps FA Cup, if you like, the 2 domestic trophies, win them 2, finish runners up, have a little run in the Champions League. That to me was going to be the season after I saw our summer signings, because when I saw who we signed in the summer and we got to August and we kicked off, and then we got to September, then we got to October, I'm thinking, nah, it's gone here. We ain't winning the Premiership. No way. And I'm disappointed. And I, for one, won't forgive him for it, to be honest. I can't forgive him.
I think he'll be harder.
I can't forgive him for he's let a lot of fans down this season.
Yeah.
And top gooners won't see it.
And I think it'll be harder to win the league next season with Newcastle, even City coming back.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be easy.
100%.
I think people are just, I think people got this notion that nobody else is going to buy players apart from Arsenal.
I don't know if you was listening on the stream the other day, but I said that the other day. What really, really winds me up, Normski, is that everyone thinks that we've got this divine right to sign all these top players. You know, like Gorkaris. Oh, he's done deal. He's coming to Arsenal. Who says? Barcelona.
Reports, apparently, DJB. Reports.
Barcelona need a striker. Chelsea need a striker. And they can play shitloads of wages, Chelsea. Yeah. And they've done it look how many times they've done that in the past to stop other clubs from signing them. Right? Chelsea need strikers. Liverpool need a striker. Man United need a striker. What gives you this 100% confidence that they're going to come to Arsenal when we haven't won nothing in 5 years?
And I can even say one thing. When it comes to that guy, that's my countryman, innit? Like, I live in Sweden. I'm born here. So obviously, I've watched that guy before, much earlier, before anyone was even talking about DJB. Apart from this season, you will struggle to find seasons where he's been like this 50 million goal scorer. Like, Igal now said that that's a guaranteed 50 million, 50 goal season striker. He ain't 50? A guarantee.
50, did he say? 50?
Yeah, Igal. Yeah, Igal. 40 to 50. Yeah, 40 to 50 goal.
No.
Yeah. If he comes to Arsenal. Listen, the guy clearly.
The only thing I would say out of 2, because we're heavily linked with Sesko, and he's got this thing about Sesko, which to me he's a project, and we can't afford projects. We need to finish off.
Yeah.
He's probably better than out the 2. I would rather take him than Sesko. However, even Gorkaris is a bit. You know,
no, but again, DJB, again, that's a big gamble because there's not many seasons he's been like this. It's Ruben Amorim who pretty much revived his career, because before DJB, he was awful. He wasn't even looked at like this big tour. So when people like Igal says, "Oh, that's a guarantee 40 to 50 goal scoring striker for a season," no, it's not a guarantee. One season doesn't guarantee that it's going to keep continuing. It's not like a Haaland or an Isak that will guarantee you. Like,
listen, no striker under this manager is going to score 30, 25, 30.
And again, does he suit the way you play? Again, that's another question.
He doesn't.
But one thing, though, as well, we also need to remember is that, say Gyökeres is Berta's man. Let's just say that. Berta isn't just thinking about signing a striker for Mikel Arteta. He's signing a striker for another manager as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get that right. He's got that in mind. He's thinking, it's ultimately what Mikel Arteta wants. He's going to get a good manager. And if Mikel Arteta can't coach him, like apparently he can do, well, fuck him off and get a manager who can deal with you.
You know what we're better off doing? We're better off in January holding on. Not holding on.
Yeah, I think so.
Signing someone and then going to get Harry Kane's buyout clause in January, mate. Because even if you're going to get 2 seasons of Harry Kane, definitely. Whether he'll come or not is another thing. But
would we not be possibly risking writing off the season by then, though?
I still think. I think if we don't win the Champions League, and I've said this, if we don't win the Champions League, and he's going to get a carrot. He's going to be given a little bit of freedom in the summer window, and that's going to be a little trap that they're going to put him into. Because then, if by Christmas we are still languishing and we're not looking like we're going to win the Premiership, I think he'll be shown the door.
Yeah,
they're giving him enough. Just on your DJB, when you were talking about the Gyökeres, sorry, when you're talking about the Gyökeres and people were talking about Osimhen and people were talking about Isak and all, and you're saying about these Arsenal fans think we have a divine right to sign these players. If I was a top striker making the next move in my career, I would not want to work under. I wouldn't want to work under Mikel Arteta. No, what has he done for any forward player ever? He's only going to ruin. He's only going to dampen your career, and they're all about their GA now and their how many goals they get in assists and stuff like that.
Gyökeres is an assistant like play the ball in behind. That's the system he's trying, and that's not Arteta's system.
It just winds me up when you
listen. He doesn't play this one. There's no point having a good strike.
Exactly.
No, but it just winds me up when you listen to him, and it's like, oh, Gyökeres, he's coming to Arsenal, and this one's coming to Arsenal. And this one. Where's the evidence? Tell me why. Tell me why you think Arsenal are going to be the only club out there that's going to bid for these players, and these players are going to go, oh, lovely, Arsenal are in for me. No, what they're going to do, they're going to say, their agents are going to sit them down and they're going to go, right, we've got Arsenal interested in you, we've got Barcelona interested in you, we've got Chelsea interested in you, and we've got Liverpool interested in you, and he's going to turn around and go,
little glitch there, DJB. If you can listen, my friend.
The mutants have got him.
Yeah. They well and truly got him. You know what I mean? DJB, they've got him. If you can hear me, my friend, jump out and jump in.
Let me just come in here. What DJ was saying, right? You know what it is where they're getting all this.
I'm fed up with these.
DJB, you've massively glitched there, brother. I think you went on about a 40-second silence.
You need to rewind. Rewind.
He's good now. To be fair.
Yeah, you're good now. Sorry, but you might have been talking to yourself for about 30-35 seconds there.
I'm sorry. I'll just wrap it up. I'm just getting fed up that it's just this Arsenal kind of like, we are Arsenal and we've got this right to sign every player that comes onto the market, thinking that we're the only club that's going to come in for them, and we're not. Because there's going to be other clubs bidding for these players.
Even if Man United get Champions League, the previous manager Gyökeres still loves that guy. He loves Amarim because he revived his career.
It's Man United. They're a bigger club than Arsenal, and you just got to, again, Man United as a club are gonna get a good pull on these players because it's everyone's dream to play for Man United. Of course it is. It doesn't matter how bad they're doing. It's Manchester United.
Yeah,
it's Real Madrid. It's Barcelona.
Just quickly before I jump in, just very quickly. You know how it is, chat with panel. We got to do this. The first time I've seen Kai Havertz's name in the chat, so it only means one thing. Useless bastard. Go on, sorry there to cut you.
65 million. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, let me just go back to DJ's point about these players coming, or we think all these players are coming in, all these top players, and we have this divine right. What I understand and why I see it is a lot of these top gooners, right? For 2 years, we've challenged for the title, we bottled it on both occasions, right? So they're living in hope. Right, it's almost like they're in this little fantasy world, right? And they said, "Well, if we get this one, and we get that one, and we get that one, that's it. Gyökeres will score 50 goals. We will win the title." Also, in this little fantasy world, the Matrix world of Arteta, no other team is going to buy any players, right?
Yeah.
Mate, it's going to be the perfect storm, for Arsenal next season. Because despite what Liverpool do, despite what Man City do, despite what Man United do, and all the other clubs, Newcastle, we will win the league next season because they've got it in their heads that these players are coming and Arteta will be the perfect man, because he's the best coach since life spread. He's better than Ancelotti.
What it is, Knowles, it's desperation, mate. They are absolutely desperate. They're desperate. And it is, that Liam's just said there, it's pure arrogance. And that's the word I was trying to look for.
It's on for arrogance as well. I love it. Look at good.
Arrogance.
I like it.
It's pure arrogance that these Arsenal fans, the fact that they disrespect other clubs really annoys me as well. You know what I mean?
The arrogance has come from nowhere. And let's be... DJ,
he's not earned it. What's he done for the arrogance? What's he done? Do you know what? I'd even go, if the geezer won one of them Premier League titles along with that FA Cup and snuck in a cheeky little bastard of a Carabao Cup somewhere, I'd still want success, but I'll go, do you know what? To be fair, he has delivered us our first Premier League since 04. He has delivered us our first Carabao Cup since 93. Do you know what I mean? You'd be able to appreciate the counter argument so much. Exactly my point. Guess what? What have you done for the arrogance? Yeah, do you know what? You won the league. Won the FA Cup in the first 6 months of your tenure. Absolutely wicked. That bought you that year. And let's just say for the whole thing, let's just say it bought you 2 years. And, you know, at the start of a managerial career, I usually think, let's see what he's got in about 2 years. But in that time, 8th, then we see the real Mikel Arteta. Do you know why we saw the real Mikel Arteta? Because we started seeing him getting rid of that winning team. Then we started seeing him sign his own players, and he bottled a top 4 race, losing that, by the way, 3-0 embarrassingly to Tottenham at their gaff. Then guess what? He loses a title race. We were top through the whole time. It's right on your screen. Look at us. Them 2 years ago, look, 32 games. I know it started going a bit wayward this point, but we were still that close at winning it, and we bottled it. What do we do next season? Bottled it. What do we do this season? I mean, we just absolutely bottled it. I mean, no, we didn't actually bottle it. Let me argue myself. We didn't bottle it because we were never in it. There was nothing to bottle. We were shit from the get-go. We were a 3-legged horse at Cheltenham. That's what we are this year. Absolutely ridiculous. Stood no chance of winning it. Just very quickly before I let you boys carry on, Joseph, Connor, Golden, big up to you, my brother. And he's saying as well, man, big up to Aaron and the panel. Everyone's double grateful. You know it, brother. You're one of the OGs in the chat, man. Show Arteta. Yeah, he is shit, brother. Yeah, 150%. Big up to you, Joe, man. You know it every single bloody time, my friend.
Could you imagine, Aaron, could you imagine if he somehow manages to ball that 3-0 lead? Could you imagine?
You segued in excellently, because now we get to talk about Madrid. It's something I've waited to talk about, but you know, we've had to bear a bit of time because we've had to talk about the disappointments of the bloody weekend, and now that is over. Sam, I'll start with you. I'll start with you.
You've had too much of a drink, haven't you?
Oh no, not yet. Oh yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what I did. And do you know what as well? Like, where was it on the? I'll tell you, and I did have some. I know I'm going to slightly get away from it, but I'll tell you what. Saturday night, Lee messaged me and asked me if I wanted to jump on the emergency stream, and one of my eyes was over that way, the other one was over that way. Honestly, man, I was sat in the boozer, then at the game, then back in the boozer. Honestly, I was like, he messaged me and I couldn't even read it. I was like, it took me about 5 times to say too drunk replying to him. About 25 minutes to write it. Yeah. That was no good. So yeah, I had a good Saturday. And do you know what as well, Sam? I had a good Wednesday, man. I left that, or Tuesday, whenever it was. I left that stadium full of a little bit of hope for the first sort of time, but also feet up firmly parked on the ground. And that's where I want to start with, my friend, because everyone's sort of saying 3-0. You know, I've spoke about it very hypothetically about possibly progressing further, but there's still a massive game to go. And I always want to start off with this. The first 15-20 minutes are going to be telling of that game, Sam, my friend. And by that, I mean, if I think we come out there unscathed, and I'm not saying there's any guarantees because there's a blank canvas, there's no guarantees in football. If we can get out there that first 15-20 minutes, settle the crowd, get through the game and come through reasonably unscathed, 0-0, I of course mean, I think our chances are significantly improved. Obviously, they are improved. It says less game left to play, but you kind of get to my drift there.
Yeah.
What do you reckon is going to be in that first 20 minutes and then onwards? Because that's where I want to start, brother. Are you going to come out there How have you seen this? Because I haven't watched a lot of Madrid. You've watched significantly amount.
Look, I can just make it clear right now. He rested
Yeah,
Vinny, he rested Benitez, and then he brought them all. Mbappe got a red because he made a disgusting tackle. And you can say what you want about that. I'm starting to think that that man did that deliberately to try and get as much rest for the Arsenal game. I think these players know that they messed up. Yeah, I think they know that they messed up. And that was very early in the game as well. Anyone who watched that game knows it was very early into the game. It wasn't that long. And he got sent off. The first half will be crucial. We have to score in the first half. And for me, like you said, first 15 to 20 minutes, I would like the goal to come there. If we get a goal there, all right, then there is a game. If we can get 2 goals before the first half ends, then it's really game on. But again, this game will show everything. If the players have lost faith in this manager completely, and again, even if we do a remontada, I don't really care. We can beat you guys 3. We can score 3 against you guys, beat you guys on pens. We could even score 4 against you guys on that night and keep a clean sheet. It still ain't going to change my view of the manager. I want him gone. I can't stand the guy. I hate this guy with a passion. And this guy is the most decorated manager at Madrid's history. And I can't stand the guy. I hate this man more than anything.
Did you take Arteta?
Yeah, I'll drive him to the neighbours in Atletico and I'll leave him off there. So yeah, you can go there, mate. They go, no chance, mate. Yeah, I'll tell you much better. But again, as much as I don't rate Ancelotti, I'll tell you in anything better. Bro, this guy can't even win a flipping domestic cup. After what now? What is it, 5 years DJB? How long is it now? Yeah, could you imagine? Because in here, Normski, you come to this club, your job is on the line from the first season. If you don't deliver, you're out. So at the end of the day, if the players have lost faith in him, the tie's done. Then there is absolutely no chance. I don't think we will do the comeback. I actually think we'll win the game 2-1, but I think we will concede. If it's just, and that's my point, I actually think we will score. I just don't know if we're going to be able to keep a clean sheet. That's my biggest worry. I'm going to have to wait and see. The first half, we've got Chouameni back, Ceballos is back, we've got players back.
Can you see you scoring 4? Because if you say you can see yourself conceding, obviously a minimum of 1.
Which is why I'm saying the only way I think it's 3, and I think if we win, we're going to have to win on pens. Or if we make a substitute, or if we make a sub or an extra time, and then if it's Brahim or Endrick, whoever it is, and then they manage to do a screamer.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you have to score within the first half. And for me, I'd be realistically say you should score 2. If you score 1, all right, there is a chance. But then all out. If Thomas Partey isn't playing, that's going to be one major question. If he does not play, and he plays Jorginho, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
If he then plays, because you've got do you know what?
Does he play Moreno in that midfield?
But again, but if he does that, who are you going to play as a striker again? And
he's going to have to go with Trossard.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Yeah, you've got Odegaard, but again, you're playing with Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, slow down.
That guy. No, but again, he's a scrub, and I don't rate him. He ain't the guy I'm worried about. It's mostly Saka and even Martinelli. It depends on who we play as a right back, but it all depends in the first half. You get a goal or 2, okay, game on. Then we can start talking, because I know if we get these goals, the crowd will be up. And when the Bernabeu is on it, then it's very few teams on this planet that can actually hold up. We've seen City crumble. We've seen other teams crumble. Dortmund crumbled. There's many teams we've seen has come to this place. Even Liverpool, when chips have been down, have crumbled in my stadium. And these are European giants we're talking about. Even Inter crumbled. But that's going to be the key factor in the first half. I don't think we will win. I don't think we will qualify. I think it's going to be 2-1 for us, and you're going to go through based on scoring more goals. But I will say this right now: this is one of the worst Madrid teams, one of the worst seasons I've ever had watching this football club, and that tells you a lot. if Mikel Arteta somehow bottles it to this Madrid side with a manager that everyone in my fan base, apart from like 2-3%, wants to stay, because over 95% wants him gone, including myself. If he doesn't even get through this, then I just don't think this guy will be. I think that will psychologically damage the guy so much that when you go into next season, I don't even think you'll be able to make it through a core. And I think even the league could get even worse for you, man. And if I'm Berta, if he doesn't get through, if I'm Berta, I'd sack him on the spot and tell him, listen, mate, you're a bottle job. You ain't good enough. Bye-bye.
I think there's something in the pipeline going to be there. There's something there in the pipeline.
But there's one thing I like, Aaron. There's one thing I am liking a bit. It's that now we've got a lot of Arsenal fans online saying 0% chance. A gal texts me as soon as the game ends and say tie down. You have no chance of coming back. And that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
All I need is one.
Where's the chest come from?
Oh, well, look, I get his gas.
Pigeon chest.
No, I get his gas. I get that. You smashed us. You embarrassed us.
But it's just a good day out with the lads, though, if we don't do anything with it. Do you know what? Do you know what? 2-1 at 2-1 when we come back from Barcelona and won 2-1. Settings and all of that. That was unbelievable. I remember that happening. But guess what? I only remember it for just being an isolated one game because we went out in the quarterfinals. Might have been the last 16 then. I'm not too sure which one it was. Either way, it doesn't negate from the point. It was just a good night. I remember having a few beers, woke up in the morning with a sore head, and then we didn't win the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? We didn't get the job done.
Like, are you worried now coming to my ground? Are you, man, any worried that there could be an upset?
I am, absolutely. And just quickly before I get into that, Dale, big up to you, brother. I just had to quickly get this out there. Yeah, and thank you very much, my man. It's an insult to donkeys, you're of course talking about Kai Havertz, man. I know it is, but you know what? He is a massive. Sorry, donkey. Yeah, yes. Big up to you, my brother. Yeah, man. Listen, like I'll tell you why, and I'll before Shane jumps in here. I am a little bit worried about Wednesday. You know why? Because 15 Champions League trophies. That's why I'm worried about it. I have seen you. I don't know whether it was last year when you won it or whatever. I've seen you come back from the death to win it.
Oh yeah, Bayern Munich.
Just in ties, but to win it.
Rodrigo, 2 goals.
Win that. Yeah.
Yes,
I can't think what season it was, and I think, how are you lot of Cummins?
And they gave us 1% chance. 1% chance of qualifying against City. Rodrigo comes on 6 minutes time, 2 goals inside 2 minutes.
Same thing, yeah.
That was one of the most insane comeback I've seen. Yeah. But again, this is what
Go on, sorry. Yeah, finish it up. Just quickly, just quickly, Jez. Just wanted to say the reason why some of my shows, because I took a bit of inspiration from Jez the other day, because I've been spending a little bit too much time at certain times streaming, which is why this stream starts at 9:30, which is why this stream starts on my Friday wonderful watch-alongs, man. They're usually at 7 o'clock. I've set them to 8:30 with a possible view to starting them later, purely because I need to spend a little bit more time with my family. So that's why it's a little bit late. So, Jez, like we've spoke a lot about it anyway, offline and things like that. I'm just saying you give me a little bit of inspiration. And you know what? My missus usually goes to bed about sort of 9:30ish. And today we just got to chill out and have a little watch for an hour just before we start streaming. So big up to you, Jez. Always, my friend. I know I took it a little bit off key there, but just wanted to say watch, Jez. And of course, big up, man. You know what I mean? He's a real one. He's our godfather, isn't he? Sorry to interrupt whoever I did there. I just wanted to get that out.
But there's another thing. I think you, Normski, even DJB has said it before. I think even Shane has mentioned it once before as well. If you man go a goal down, let's say we score in the first 15 and 20 minutes or in the first half. Up here, it's going to be tested by Arteta and your players. How do you respond? Do you respond by like still standing your ground, or do these men crumble? If they crumble, then it could get long. It all depends on how psychologically both teams are. Who's more on it? Who has the ball? Who can actually cope with it on the night? That's going to be the key difference. Because I know these fans. I know my fans are going to be loud as hell that night. They're going to be loud. The ultras are going to be loud. Yeah. All going to be outside the bus, rocking in. You know, everyone's going to be on it. Florentina, everyone's going to be there.
Just quickly, do you know what I was disappointed with? Because you're saying about the crowd, and I'm not, you know, brother, I'm not saying this as a dig, but Real Madrid fans away from the first minute were probably one of the worst European fans I've actually ever seen at the Emirates. You know that. That's not a dig. Yeah. I was sat there. I'm sat at the North Bank, so they're directly opposite, and I looked at it and I thought, fuck me, these lot have done. I don't know whether it's just because of the expectation. You're just like, we expect to turn up and see a win. That is sort of less celebration atmosphere and more expectation. Do you know what I mean? But I was just a little bit surprised.
No, it's not the way. It's more when it's more at home that you hear. Yeah. Like you look at Bayern Munich last season when they came to our ground, you could hear the atmosphere there. Even City when they came to our ground, that's when you will hear the most. Like I can guarantee right now, when you turn that TV on, you're going to hear.
I can imagine that at home.
Yeah, you're going to hear the fans from minute 1 to 90. But again, if you told me right now, would I take a penalty shootout? I would. Like on penalty shootouts, I will be confident because my team is good in it. And again, Araya, I've seen him on pens.
Not good.
Yeah, but Normski, why? Because he jumps even before someone shoots, so it's easy to just put it in the other corner. Again, it all comes down to mentality. If your team, if we score an early goal, how does your team respond? How do they respond? Are they going to mentally stay strong or are they going to crumble? That's going to be the big thing. And if Arteta cannot install that, then all the blame has to go on to him. I understand if these players balls, they should get a part of the blame because they should do better. But again, it all depends up here. Up here is the biggest thing now.
The thing is, we can't rely on someone like Odegaard. Yeah.
Oh, he's
there's just no way. Yeah. Declan Rice is going to probably be that guy that says, guys, come on. If we can see that first goal, guys, come on, get it together. You know what I mean? William Saliba, as much as he might not show it, you know, he shows it into.
I don't think he's a leader.
He's not a leader, but obviously we've missing and now Partey missing. So we're missing. If they're missing, we are missing some like key characters in there. You know, leaders. You know what I mean? So if we do go down early, then you know what I mean, it's this character thing. Because as I said, you're going into a cauldron there, right? And a lot of these players not experienced that kind of. What I'm basically saying, yes, they might have gone and played in the Champions League where it's been a cauldron, but it didn't really matter. If you get what I'm trying to say, this game matters. When it really matters is whether Arsenal can step up to the plate. Just like when it came to challenging for the league, when it really matters, we didn't get over the line. And so,
how are you going to play? That's the big. Is he going to park the bus? Is he genuinely going to play the Knowles? I
mean, what is he going to tell them when they go over? What we know he's going to play 4-3-3. But what is he going to say? He's going to tell them to sit back. Or is it, you know what I mean? You've got to be smart because obviously Real Madrid will be coming on to you. Or maybe
Madrid has to attack.
Real Madrid might do something kind of crazy. We're thinking, what's going on here? So Arteta really has to have this clued up there. But I don't, as I said, I don't know. Some people rate this guy, this manager, as a tactician. I can't see why and where.
Do you know what, boys? I put out a poll and we've had nearly 40 votes. Well, we have got 40 votes now, and literally one person just voted and it swayed it. Will Arsenal see the job out in Madrid? It's 50-50. Wow. Literally bang on 50-50 from this chat.
I'll tell you what worries me more than anything. What worries me more than anything is that what people also don't realise as well is Arteta is a relatively new manager in football terms, in the football world. And he's never been in this position before where he's taking a team to a place like Real Madrid, winning 3-0. So everyone's now looking at sort of like what will happen if we go a goal behind. Well, Arteta's learning on the spot. He's never been in this position. So
how is he going to react?
Tactically, how is he going to react? Because if Madrid get that early goal or they score within the first 15 minutes and then they score again and it's 2-0, he's never been in that sort of position. He's never, ever been able to handle that. So it's going to be interesting to see how good a manager he actually is, according to everyone.
DJB, can I ask you a question? How many hostile stadiums and atmospheres has this guy actually been to where you can say it's
proper? He went to the Allianz, didn't he?
Anfield. He passes Anfield every time.
But he weren't. he weren't taking there a 3-0 lead, was he?
Yeah.
No, I know, but he still bottles it every time.
How is he going to react?
But the answer to that is we've seen how he's reacted in big moments. We've seen when he went to St James's Park. We see when he went to Tottenham when we tried to finish 4th and we lost it that season. We've seen how he handles big occasions, and he can't. So when it's the reverse, he's not handled an 8-point lead in the Premiership. He fouled out. So the evidence all show in big occasions he's not handled it. So if he goes 1-0 down and 2-0 down at the Bernabeu, and he's thinking, shit, we're 3-0 up, it's now 3-2. It's all new to him. This is what top gooners don't understand. This ain't an experienced manager of 10, 15 years in the game that's been there, done it. This is all new to him. This is all going to be new to him.
This
is what people don't realise. He's learning.
I think even your players, when they walk into the atmosphere, how are they going to
it's the players as well. Yeah, the players as well. And you've got to remember, this is when you need leaders on the park. And we've lost a leader. He's out with a hamstring, Gabriel.
Yeah, that's massive.
So there's only one big major leader on that park, and that's Declan Rice. The others are not leaders. But tell me someone, if our backs are against the wall come Wednesday and we're struggling to hit form or we're struggling to kind of get any serious patterns of play, who are the players you turning to go, right, come on in? Who are the Tony Adams, the Patrick Vieiras? Who are you turning to?
Which is why, and that is why I wonder, will Thomas Partey actually play? Is he going to be fit?
Well, this is what I'm trying to say. But who are we actually turning to? Because, again, if you look at the games gone past when, for example, the Newcastle game, Carabao Cup, when they panned to Arteta on the line, he didn't have a clue. He never had a clue what to do. He didn't know whether to stick or twist. He really didn't. He didn't know what to do. And this is the problem. When he's under real pressure, I worry. That's the thing. So, am I confident Wednesday? The only reason why I'm confident is because we've got a 3-0 lead. Am I confident tactically? Have I got confidence from what I've seen over the course of the season? No. My feet are firmly on the ground on this one.
That's where they should be.
When the final whistle goes, hopefully, we'd have got the job done over the 2 legs. But going into it, to me, with this team, even 3-0, some might not even be enough, to be honest. We'll see.
The thing with Thomas Partey as well, if he was fit, they would have announced it already. They would have put up the pictures of him training and stuff like that. Unless Arteta's got trying to do some ridiculous, I'm going to spring him on them and all that sort of nonsense. But what gets me about this sort of everybody being so confident, well, not everybody, we're not obviously in a 50-50 with real fans, right? But when we all saw that lineup in the first leg, right, we all didn't want Lewis Skelly to play because we thought he might get sent off. He's a wonderful player, but the game might get to him. He might get sent off. He might give away a penalty, right? We didn't want Marino up front, okay, because we thought, it's Marino up front. We didn't want Kivior at the back because, it's Kivior, right? And then when Arteta got it right, we all said, right, hats off to him. It worked. But the thing is, the reason that it's called a gamble is because it's a gamble. He gambled on 3 of them. Now, for him to go into the second leg, you have to gamble on the 3 of them again. So the odds of them, the 3 of them, not doing all the things we were afraid of.
And I'm not sure, Shane, if he's going to play the same game again, because I think...
Yeah, but he'll have to play the same players, you see. He will play. He'll play Lewis Skelly at left back, and he'll play Kivior at centre-back. He'll definitely do that, and he'll play Marino up front. So if we want to get through, we have to for those 3 gambles to pay off in the second leg, they have to pay off in the first leg of the semi-final, has to pay off in the second leg of the semi-final, and it has to pay off in the final. So the odds just keep getting slimmer and slimmer. If you do an accumulator on horses in the bookies, there's a reason that the odds keep getting longer because that gamble has to keep paying off. So as much as we're going, oh yeah, he got it right, to me, he still didn't get it right. He got lucky. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. and people are saying, even if Madrid don't score in the first half, people are forgetting that the first leg was 0-0 at halftime. We scored 3. If we can score 3, they can score 3. You know what I mean? It's literally, if Madrid take the lead before 60 minutes, I'd start to get worried. Because they're the type of team, like we saw at Rodrigo last season, that can just smack in 2, and suddenly the players are shell shocked. We're all sitting there going,
I can give you a fun
we're
stat.
all sitting there.
Shane, I can give you one stat. I can give you one of the funniest stats ever. None of the front three in that game completed 0 dribbles. None of the front 3.
Yeah, I know. But again, that was another.
I guarantee.
Yeah, but that was another. That was another fluke, though. That was another. Yeah,
exactly.
That was,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So all these things fell into place for him. It fell into place for Arteta in that game. And DJB is spot on when he says, if it comes to the tactics having to change, we're done. You know what I mean? If something happens that upsets the apple cart, if Lewis Kelly does get sent off, if a decision goes against us, if they score early and the crowd get up, we're done, because he is clueless then. If his original tactics fall apart.
That could be
Party's missing that game. I'm telling you, he's missing that game, because they would have been pumping that out that he's fit, so people aren't getting on Arteta's back. He will feel sorry for himself again for the injuries. The top gooners will mention the injuries, and again, there's not one of us here, the Arsenal fans, but even any fan, that when they saw Partey playing at right back, didn't go, what the fuck is he doing on that pitch? You know what I mean? Every single one of us said, what is he doing on that pitch? And
so
that's the thing.
Why did he even play in that game?
Because he's a narcissist. This is the thing. DJB was saying about his arrogance, right? And it's undeserved. And we've all mentioned that it's undeserved. He has no right to be arrogant. But if you're a narcissist, you don't care. You're arrogant without ever having earned it. And DJB also mentioned about these top gooners, that they've invested so much in them. I've listened to podcasts about cults, and there'd be ex-members that finally got decoded and they're not in the cult anymore. And they said, by the time you start realizing that, David Koresh, or one of these cult leaders, is actually a scumbag and he's not the Messiah, you have given so much into this thing that there's a part of you that just refuses to accept that it could be wrong, because you've given your whole life to this cult. And that's what they are. They've invested so much in Arteta, and they've told everybody who will listen that he's the best manager in the world. And when it starts falling apart, there's a part of them, a subconscious part of something that's going, I can't be wrong about this. I have told everyone that he's the Messiah. You know what I mean? And they have to stick with it. But me and Aaron were on a stream, and we were talking about, he said, I was saying he better rest Saliba against Brentford. And he said, no. Was it Kenny Ken that made the point, or was it Normski?
Yeah.
But did you make that point?
Yeah, that was on Deluded, wasn't it?
Build up. Sorry, yes, it was on Liz. And he said about that, they need to build up a relationship. And me and Aaron went, you know what, that's a good point. And we changed our mind, because we want what's best for the team. We didn't just go, no. We didn't double down on what we said. We said, you know what, that's a good point. You should do that. You know what I mean? And that's the difference, that we're willing to go, that's actually a good point. I think I'll retract what I said. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Instead of going, doubling down and saying, no. Havertz is a good player. Look at his stats. Look at this. Look at that. Watch him for 90 minutes. He's dog shit. They do it with Odegaard. Oh, he's a creator. It's like they don't watch the match. They just get a little YouTube short where he does a pirouette, and they put music behind it, and they slow it down, and they go, oh, look, artistry, and he spins around slowly, and they go, look at this. What's the other 90 minutes? He was absolute dog shit.
These lot get told how to think, and they gobble it up. They absolutely gobble it all up. They don't watch the game. I'm sure they don't watch the game, because, how can so many people get something simple so wrong? Just like being able to articulate honestly what the football game was like. They're like, oh yeah, no, Odegaard was good. What are you talking about? I've heard people say Odegaard was good.
That was one of the worst games I've ever seen.
What was he talking about? Like, that was one of the glaringly obvious games to show how bad Odegaard was. Do you know why? Because everyone was excellent.
Yeah.
And he was shit.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, Aaron?
A more obvious game.
Aaron, could you imagine on Wednesday when he walks into the Bernabeu? Do you think he's going to be up for a ball with that crowd being on his ass?
He's going to shit the bed. He's going to shit the bed, and he's going to leave skids on the way out of it.
It's like what DJB said before.
The unfortunate thing is a failed wonder kid. That's what it is. Yeah. Ancelotti didn't want him there. It's as simple as that. It was a PR stunt that went wrong. Okay, and when they go to the Bernabeu, I'm telling you, mate, their eyes are going to be really open. Like, whoa, we're seeing here.
It's going to be interesting on Wednesday, without a doubt, because the first 20 minutes is key, and you'll know how Real Madrid are going to play. Literally in the first 10 minutes. Soon as it kicks off, you are knowing how Real Madrid are going to take that game, and you'll know. How many times have we seen it? I can normally tell how Arsenal are going to play from the first 10 minutes of a football match. As soon as they kick off, I think to myself, here we go. This is going to be a long one. Yeah. When they kicked off against Man City, when we beat them 5-1, I'm thinking, oh, hang on a minute. We're up for this. We're knocking the ball around. We're pinging it around. We're playing with a bit of pace. You know, we're getting people forward. We're overlapping. We're getting good positions. You know, you'll know. I mean, look, Real Madrid are going to come flying at us. One thing I will say, what worries me, is we seem to have got carried away with the 3-0 scoreline. Now, you've got to remember, 2 of those goals were brilliant goals. Dead ball.
Exactly.
They wasn't carved out by open play.
No, it was 2 wonder strikes.
They was wonder strikes.
Yeah.
They wasn't carved out by open play. They wasn't like, you know, as if it was some amazing build-up, counter-attack, whipped it into the box, header, whatever. All right? They were 2 wonderful goals. So, and then Real Madrid still, even though they played badly, they still had chances. There was one chance in the first 5 minutes where Mbappe shot, and I think there was an overlap on the right-hand side, and all he had to do was just lay similar.
That was Vinny. That was Vinny. That was Vinny. DJB. Was a play a simple 5-yard pass, and Mbappe would have been through a goal.
Similar to what Rice done to Partey against Brentford.
Exactly.
Mbappe, if Mbappe had done that, they would have been in, and we'd have been 1-0 down. Yeah, so they changed the whole game. They still had chances. Now, one thing with Real Madrid and brilliant players like you, Mbappe's and things like that, they don't normally make the same mistake twice. And they know they've been in big, big games. And that's what worries me. A lot of our players have got to be flawless. Wednesday has got to be another cup final. We've got to be flawless. Yeah, and we've got Kivior, remember, at the back, who's got.
I think Kivior will be massive as well.
Be flawless. I'm not knocking him. He's done well. Since he's come in, he's done okay, but he's got to be flawless.
But he has to,
He's got to be better than okay, isn't he? Can I just before you go, Noms? I do have to get this in, and I'll just say hello to the chat again as well. Just quickly, 134 in the building since Lee's obviously thinking of. We've kept up the numbers, man. So that's fantastic to every single one of you, chat. World class. I am 10 subs now off of 100. You lot been flying, man. Come on, man. What are we saying? World class chat, man. We got to be over 600 by the time we finish. And don't you dare forget, you wonderful so-and-sos. There are also other streamers in this building that need your help as well. I will post their links in the chat in 2 seconds. But we've got super chat off of my man, DJ Crane. How are you doing, brother? Just noticed you get super chat. So thank you very much, man. And you don't have to do that either, by the way. They're there, but you don't have to do that, man. But thank you very much regardless. Can I get an audio? Of course you fucking can. Oi, oi, go on there, boy. If Arteta wins the UCL, they want a statue. Only fair if he bottles v Madrid, stack the fraud.
Yeah,
brother.
If he bottles it, he should
be bottles this. He deserves sacking on the spot. And I mean, they should actually have people hired in his office watching the game. And if he goes out, he shouldn't have a desk to come back to. It should be on the spot. The second that whistle goes, should be the last bit of item on that desk.
Would you man be surprised if he bowls it? Would you man be surprised if he bowls it?
Not in any way.
DJ Crane, right in there. Look, right in there. Would you be surprised, DJ Crane? Right in there. Don't super chat.
I'd be a bit shocked, to be honest.
Oh, you would?
Yeah, I think I'd be honest. It doesn't matter who's in charge. If you're a team going in with international players 3-0 up against any team, whether it be Real Madrid, Barcelona, Leipzig, whoever, there is no excuses.
Yeah,
it is a shock to lose a 3-0 lead, no matter what team or manager's in charge. And I mean, there was a comment. Sorry, Alan, I want to go back to the comment. What I was saying about the goals, I wasn't disregarding Arsenal's brilliant effort against Real Madrid, by the way, because it was a brilliant performance by Arsenal.
Yeah,
I was literally just saying that 2 of the goals were from dead balls, and Real Madrid did have chances. So, we've got to be careful on Wednesday. That was all.
Yeah, no, of course, man. Yeah, no, I totally get it. And again, DJ Crane, always, man. Big up, brother. And thank you for noticing and thank you for super chatting. You don't have to do it, by the way. Do you know what I mean? They're just there. Do you know what I also look? The fucking YouTube thing, I'll tell you, it's a nightmare when you start getting it accepted on the monetized thing and all of that. Like, you're supposed to have like the channel memberships and all that. I was like, why ain't they doing that? It's because I had one little copyright strike on there. They wouldn't do it. But now it's finally got activated today. But mate, honestly, it's been a ball ache. I hate little pissy things, and getting accepted onto the YouTube thing has been a nightmare. I don't like doing all, annoying computer like admin-y crap. And I tell you what you've got to bloody do, man. I'd apply for American tax. I thought, do you know what? Because I'm a self-employed geezer. I thought, do you know what that'll do? I'll just have a UTR number there and all of that. I've had to apply for like American tax thing, and I sent off the first one, and because I didn't put my middle name in there, they refused it. So you had to wait. I was like, come on, man! I've just sent you a picture of my passport. There's a picture of my passport, and it's on my channel, for crying out loud. I'm clearly who I am. I'll digress because it's just It's absolutely bloody ridiculous.
That's for another show.
Yeah. I'm going to cry on another stream. That's for another stream. No, big time. But listen, well, that's it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, no, but big up everyone, and don't forget, I will.
DJ Crane's a legend, man. He's been right now. Yeah,
he's everywhere. DJ Crane is everywhere. AFC is everywhere. DJ Crane is everywhere. But now, listen, man, big up. You don't need to do that, but I'm obviously extremely grateful that you do. And I obviously cut the Real Madrid talk. Let's get back to it because Normski, you wanted to throw your big gob in there.
I think what we got to be careful of that. What we've got to be careful of is that the players that go over to the Bernabeu don't play the occasion, right, and get caught up in the whole occasion and everything, and the whole thing of getting nervous. Because if you start getting nervous, you do something silly like give away a penalty. Do you know what I mean? I think what you just got to try and do is, as you said, first 15, 20 minutes, soak up the pressure. Yeah, that'll hopefully dampen down the Real Madrid fans, but I don't know if that's going to be the case because it seems like they just keep going. So it's not going to be a case of 20 minutes and we've kind of kept it quiet. We've got to still keep our heads about us. Yeah, get through that first half. But as you say, Real Madrid have done it before. You know, when you think they're down and out, yeah, I think it's a case of us trying to get that goal. If we could just get that goal against a run of play or something like that, soak up the pressure, and then hopefully we'll have that foot in that semi-final. But the key thing is not to play the occasion. Yeah.
Big up. Yeah, that's what I said, Normski. Definitely, we've got to make it ugly.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it? And through the first couple of minutes, isn't it, Norm?
Falling over, just you know what I mean? Yeah. Whether we'll get a goal from open play is another thing, because I suppose when we got the 2 free kicks, fantastic free kicks, we started to open up a little bit, you know what I mean? Because all of a sudden the Real Madrid players are in shock. But what we don't want to do is try and play football against Real Madrid because they'll tear us apart. So it is kind of dark arts, go down when you need to go down, and as I've said it, scumbag your way through the semi-finals. If that's what it's going to take, scumbag your way through it.
I'm just
Liam said as well, just quickly as well, big up to Liam. But play the team on the night, not their history or the effing badge. Mentality is needed for our first 11 and captain. Well, I like Liam, you know, and this panel chat, world class, 130 of you. We know Odegaard ain't a captain, and he's got no mentality. He's got no mentality. So we're already down to 10 up top here. We're already down to 10.
I actually think this game could decide Altair's fate as a manager completely. I think if he gets through, then obviously he's got PSG, because I think they will be Aston Villa tomorrow. Today. Sorry, today. No worries, Aaron. But I think I want to ask you, man, if he was to somehow get knocked out, do you think he can recover from that mentally? Altair. Because that is something I am wondering. Can he actually recover from that mentally if he was to not being able to go through now, having a 3-goal lead?
Boy, I'll tell you what. You know, when he said that season when he wanted to walk away from the club, You know, after failing. And I tell you what, if you did put 4 past us and with no reply from us,
it doesn't even have to be 4. It could be on pens as well.
I think the worst thing, you know what the worst thing about it? It's almost like, I had it all in my hands.
And then I bowled it.
It was all in our hands. Yeah. But the problem is that if we go out on penalties, bro, jeez, man.
It's right. It's right. Because a lot of people have said, yeah, a lot of people have said Raya is crap on pens. Is that true?
Yeah, he's not great.
He ain't that brilliant, but then he got
brilliant. And can you imagine facing up to Courtois? You've seen the size of the guy. He feels
the
like
guy's about what, 2 years.
I don't know.
Raya dives and sells himself about 5 minutes before the spot kick's taken.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's in the past when he takes the kick, man. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
I mean, I honestly think if it goes to extra time, and I think that's bad enough. If he puts us through where it goes to extra time, and he's put us through where it even gets to extra time, would sum up this manager. Yeah. There is no way we should lose a 3-0 lead at any time.
Yeah. No, I don't think you will. I don't think you will.
That's damning on him. That's damning on him. You know, I mean, we're talking like this. Listen. When we first went into that first leg, nobody in their born days, not even the toppest of toppest gooners, thought that we would have been coming out of that stadium winning 3-0. Nobody gonna tell me that rubbish.
I was gutted we never went for the 4th. I thought they were there for the taking for the 4th, and we seemed to settle for 3. And I'm in there going, go for the 4th. They're there to be taken.
If we got the 4th, it would have been game done.
Do you know what I mean? Go for the 4th. It reminds me, DJB, of I don't know if you remember the Liverpool 18-19 season when obviously seeing Liverpool had this. Yeah. If you remember the Champions League game against Barcelona, Barca were 3-0 up in the first leg. Dembele missed an absolute sitter in the last seconds. That would have been 4 and that would have been tied down. Liverpool managed to do a comeback. And again, I'm not saying we're going to do it. I don't think we will. I think Arsenal will win and go through. But again, when the team is there for the taking, take it.
Like you said, go and get the 4th, kill the title.
Yeah, go get the 4th.
Yeah. Again, all of this comes into play. People can say that it's 3-0, you should be getting over the line. I agree, you should, and I think you will. But again, sometimes if the opposition is that low on the day, like Aaron said, if you're that down on the day, you have to like kill the time. Just kill the line. Don't let the lion rise up. Because if you let the lion rise up, he can come charging at you and end the whole thing like that. So again, it depends on.
It's going to be the longest 90 minutes. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. If we score in the first half, then it could get long. Yeah. But again, it all depends on what we do. We have to.
Listen, they've got match winners. Real Madrid have got quality match winners, and top players can turn a game on its head. You know, and it can be. You can't.
I'm just saying, DJB. If you man do get knocked out and Partey doesn't play, and that's one of the big reasons why, then you honestly have to ask Arteta why you even played him against Brentford and why you even played him as a right back, let alone playing him. But you didn't even play him in his right position. That I think will be massively damaging.
Yeah, Partey's going to be a big miss if it is
if
true.
If he's not playing, some people are saying that he's out already. And again, I don't know, but if he is out, then again, that's a massive blow already. But
the issue we have with it though is that Arteta never gets asked these questions. That's one of my biggest issues about this. Is he never gets asked in press conferences.
That's true.
Why did you play him? You know, if it was Madrid, they'd get asked the question straight up. Why did you do this? And back in the 90s,
have you seen the questions Ancelotti gets asked? Have you seen some of the stuff Ancelotti gets asked? Oh my word! If Arteta got it, he would have crumbled under the table, mate.
Was he actually asked it in the press conference?
He gets asked all sorts of things that he's uncomfortable.
The DJB I'm talking, that was Arteta asked it.
Sorry?
Did you say that Arteta was asked the question in the press conference?
No. I said he won't get questions. He won't get asked questions like that, Shane, because it's mainly.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's mainly
that's my big issue. He only has all the Charlie Watts and all those guys there. Yeah. If you ask him a question like that, you won't be avoided back next. Your press pass is gone. But like the one time this season, the one time when he got pushed in a post-match interview, he walked away. He stormed off. You know what I mean? So you need to be able to stand by your decision. A real man, if he makes a mistake, goes, I hold my hands up, I made a mistake. And someone like him that's a coward, the second he gets asked a question that doesn't want to answer, he storms off.
Do you remember that thing? I think you was on with me. I'm sure you was. Do you remember when he was asked about whether you're going to sign a striker, and he got asked 6 times in there, and he just swerved the question? Like,
yeah. Just
do you reckon that geezer who asked that question has been in an Arteta press conference ever since?
Highly doubt it.
Just quickly, Dad. Yeah, I can. I do think he can bollocks that up. Yeah. Just quickly, my friend. Thank you very much for watching, my dear father. But yeah. Do you know what I mean? What we're doing here, man? Yeah, the meltdown. Listen, the meltdown is gonna be unreal, isn't it, boys? Absolutely. Do you reckon? Yeah. Look, we don't want to see it. Let me come on this point. Do you reckon that should we balls it up, it's actually what some of these top gooners need to wake them up? We don't want to see it. Of course we don't. We want to win the trophy. But do you reckon what some of these idiots need?
You know what, guys? I don't think it will wake them up. No, I really
don't make any difference to them.
I really don't think it will wake them up. Seriously, I think they're absolutely tapped out on this guy.
Well, you got to remember, a lot of these Arsenal fans have never seen Arsenal win anything major other than an FA Cup. So to them, finishing second and challenging is the best thing they've ever seen at this football club. It's give them life. It's give them joy.
Yeah,
they love it. To them, it's like it's like getting your first girlfriend or getting your first whatever. Do you know what I mean? Uh-huh. To them, it's like it's like the best thing since sliced bread. To them, it's the best thing since sliced bread. So what they'll do is, because it's ingrained in them, if we don't get over the line and we don't go through against Real Madrid, God forbid, it'll be but we pushed them all the way. And we missed Thomas Partey, and we pushed the best team in the world all the way, and we finished second.
But they won't mention
that will be what they come out with.
And DJB, they're not going to mention that he played him against Brentford unnecessarily.
No. And you know what?
I already had it out with one of them, and they said he had to play. We had no other.
What else they will turn around and say? Because you can read them like a book. What else they'll turn around and say? If we'd have played anyone else other than Real Madrid, we'd have got through.
I swear, if we somehow got a Montada, I want to see. I'm gonna ask Igal and Christian as well. Oh my word! I don't think they're gonna be ready.
They won't.
They'll blame corruption as well. If we were to go out, they'd blame corruption. They'd blame it.
I don't think anyone can.
They'll have them all in the holster. They'll have all the excuses in the holster ready to go. Because it's what they do.
Do you know what I will say? You've mentioned Christian, like he wants to hope that Arsenal don't lose to that, because I will be on the roundabout as well on Thursday, and I will absolutely ruin that game.
I'm going to be on Liga.
I will destroy. I mean, I might anyway. It depends how many Stellas I've drank. But yeah.
You're going to absolutely cook him as well. I know that.
100%.
You riled them even before. You even riled them after the 3-0 win, mate. I saw it. You even rattled these men after you man won.
There's a few of them I've started to rattle, and I tell you what, it sends me to bed with a big smile on my face. It does, knowing I've pissed some of them idiots off. I love it. I do. I can't help it. But it just made me think when it's a question. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I get to talk.
Listen, everyone watches football. Everyone watches football for their own thing, don't they? I mean, you know, if finish, as I've said before, if finishing second, winning no trophies, not having a day out at Wembley, you know, just missing out on a title, if that floats your boat and that's what you want to support Arsenal for, then so be it. But me, personally, I'd like a day out at Wembley. I'd like to win a trophy. I'd like to win the Premiership.
Could you imagine, DJB, if someone says that at my club, could you imagine the stick they're going to get for that?
Oh, 100%.
I know factually, if anyone says that, they're getting cussed out. I've seen it before. Anyone with that mentality gets cussed by my fan base. Cussed.
Yeah, 100%.
And he's not even welcome.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah. What would you say to someone like Varro here as well? Was saying, is there any fan in here with anything positive to say about beating Madrid 3-0? Well, we did, a day or so
We
after,
did.
but that was last week, and there's also another game coming up with different, different sort of everything about it. The next game against Madrid, is everything just negative and bottle? I don't know what SMH means. I don't do
Shaking
abbreviations.
my
Shut my head off. Shut my head off.
Shut my head.
Is that what that is? Yeah. Listen, my friend. We was all waxing lyrical, mate. All of us were waxing lyrical.
He was drunk. Aaron
Tuesday
was drunk
evening.
after the
Wednesday,
win.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. End the stream and all that. You know what I mean? I was fucking knackered, mate. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Woo. But what I'm saying is, mate, is how long do you expect us to keep up the giddy phase for? Like 5 years, 10 years? Do you expect us to still be waxing lyrical about this?
And
Don't worry. We lost the league embarrassingly to Liverpool when we got knocked out in the semi-finals, possibly. Who knows? But you know what? You know what?
Wait,
we did beat Real Madrid 3-0. Do you remember?
And just like
even though we haven't won anything, it's 2030. But even though we haven't won anything, do you remember that night when we beat Real Madrid 3-0?
Just like you said,
bro.
Aaron. It's just like
we're talking about possible outcomes here. We haven't beaten Real Madrid yet. We've done it 50%.
And that's what you just said,
we've
Aaron.
done, bro.
Spot on. And Aaron, if you don't win it, like you and DJB once said on Lee's channel, if you don't win the Champions League, all of this has been for nothing. All of this was for nothing. Because it doesn't mean
one thing as well, just quickly, Varel, like I do a call-in on a Friday. I'm not inviting you to come on. If you want to, you can. But watch my stream then. If we beat Real Madrid again or go through, you'll see me being positive about that result. Why? Because it's a good result. Yeah, and guess what? So if we don't win our Premier League game, you'll see me talking negatively about it because it was a negative result. And guess what? You'll see me positive if you have a positive result against Aston Villa or PSV, should we get there, and so forth. It's, not really difficult to grasp that concept, my friend. But thank you very much for your comment.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's come in here. What it is, and listen, Varel, as I said, there is a call-in show on Friday, so feel free to come in and put your pointers across about being positive, and it's good. You're positive. Now, we was very positive. Listen, you should have seen my stream, the way I was carrying on after the watch-along. Yeah?
I thought.
I got friends phoning me up going, you was a nutter. What was going on, yeah? I was happy as Larry, yeah? So when we watch football, let's not watch football with tinted rose glasses, yeah? Let's watch football for what it is. If I'm watching a game and the team is playing bad, I'm going to say the team is playing bad. Let's not keep sticking our heads in the sand and saying, when you see that we're not playing well, then call it out. There's nothing wrong with calling it out. Yeah. On this stream tonight, we're not being negative. What we're basically saying, based on what's happened in the Brentford game, it's kind of make us a little bit more concerned because the likelihood is that we're going to miss Thomas Partey because of injury, right? So we are going to bring that up. Yeah. It's right to bring it up because at the end of the day, if Thomas Partey doesn't play, we do not then have, a top-class midfielder in the middle of the park to control. When Thomas Partey played on last week, Tuesday, he absolutely bossed the midfield. Now we have a big chance of missing out. We said rest the players because basically the games that we're playing now in the Premier League is complete dead rubbers. Yeah, we ain't going to catch Liverpool, so let's forget all of that. Yeah. Now we're calling out the fact that Arteta made wrong substitutions and now we've ended up with people being injured. That's what we're calling out. And what we're saying is going into this Real Madrid game, I have a little bit of concern because you've got to look at Real Madrid's history. You can't just stick your head in the sand and go, let's be super positive because what will happen is that I'm preparing myself mentally. Yeah. What will happen is that when you guys say, we're going to go and do it, what will happen? When it all goes wrong, what are you going to say then? Are you going to blame it down to injuries? Or are you going to blame we did give it a try? Is that what we're going to say? We gave it a try, we came second. We had injuries and all that. We can't stop all of that. Let's just face the facts, right? We're going up against Real Madrid. They have heritage. They have 15 Champions League titles. We have none. So let's just have a bit of balance here. We're not saying that we're going to go in and get pummeled or nothing.
By the way, I don't think we will go through. I think Arsenal will go through.
Yeah. Sam has said he wants Ancelotti out. Yeah, I'll take Ancelotti.
He can win me. Knowles, we can still win a treble realistically. Even if he wins me the treble, bin him. Yeah, I would even give him. Listen, if this guy wants a standing, goodbye ceremony like Wenger got, I would have told him, no, piss off. Here, sign the papers. Yeah, I'll rip up his contract and then there's the door, mate, and you can shut the door on your way out. Even if you got me this treble, Get the hell out.
Just quickly, Sam. I know you need to go, and I'm going to couple this with what Gunnar ER or Gunnar says. I don't know how to pronounce it. Either one, Gunnar. Thank you very much for your super chat as well, by the way, brother. If Arteta wins the Champions League, I still want him sacked. That's one as well, the mentality that you pretty much share it over Real Madrid. And two, what I wanted to couple this with is, let's just say that does happen. Could you see Ancelotti, just before you go, my friend, could you see Ancelotti joining Arsenal if you sack him and we sack Arteta?
I think he said, and again, I don't know if his plans have changed. Again, I don't know the guy. I don't know it. He said after his time here is done, he wants to retire, go with his missus to Canada and, retire. Yeah. I'm not sure if that is still the case, or because I've seen the Brazil national team being linked with him, because obviously they're in a mess as a nation football-wise, and they need a new coach. And it all depends on what his priorities are. If he's sacked, does he have the strength now to go to another club again? Or does he retire, or does he go for the national job where it's less of a job to do? It's not the same as, running a football club.
It's the same intensity.
And all that. Yeah, or is he going to stick with his retirement plan and just, go out of the game? And look, I think the guy's done. I think he's dusted. I don't want him here anymore. I can't stand the guy at all. Listen, whatever he can do whatever he wants in it, but I do not want to see him at my club whatsoever after this season. And do not give him a farewell. Don't give him anything. Just pay him off and tell him piss off in it. That's simple. So he ain't getting no.
Mate. That's why he won so much. Ruthless.
Yeah, I hate him, bro. I hate that guy. He can piss off. It is what it is. Hey, it's harsh. Hey, it might be harsh, but this is who I am.
Best managers ever,
That's why you've won 15 Champions League.
And again, it might be harsh, but this is just who I am as a person. I am one hell of a ruthless man. I might be a nice person, but I am one hell of a ruthless man when it comes to these sort of stuff. So, you can do all you want.
Don't fail, man.
Yeah, and that's how it is, isn't it? That's how it is.
Yeah, but
as for this guy,
go on.
As for this little guy who's calling me a glory hunter, bruv, if I was a glory hunter, mate, I'd be supporting City right now. What are you offering about? But glory, what? Well, just because I'm having a go at this manager, mate. I bet you were talking like this about Thomas Tuchel last season when he won you the league the year before. What are you offering about? Bet. Wait, it's what it is.
Take it easy, bro. Always a pleasure. Sam, I'll message you at some stage, brother. Big up.
Bro, I'll see you. Are you coming on these emotion stream on Wednesday? Yeah.
On Wednesday. Yeah, definitely. I'm on Never a Foul quarter to 11. But I mean that'll be after that anyway. Lee will probably put it at 12 o'clock and start it at 1:30. So I'll probably have good time. So I shall be on there.
Big up.
I mean, see you around, 100%.
Then I'll see you on the emotion. Pretty much.
See you around.
Be safe, everyone. DJB, nice meeting you, Shane. Knowles,
I'll see you around, my friend. Take care.
Come on. Be safe, people. Come on.
Take care. Yeah. What a legend, man. Everyone, big up, man, for having Sam on, man. He's an absolute geezer. Just goes to show, look, Real Madrid, elite mentality. Do you know what I mean? I wish our fan base had more Sams. Do you know what I mean? We massively need it. Just before I carry on with the Real Madrid chat, people, we are now 5 subs away from 600. Come on, man. What we saying? Who's you? There's still 120 in the building. Who's the stingy so-and-so's here? Come on, man. Let's get us up there. Yeah, the work rate's getting there. Maybe not quite like League One work rate, but come on, man. Come on. What we doing, world class chat? Come on, don't do this shit to me, man. Come on. Man. Let's carry on with the Real Madrid chat because it's a little bit frustrating. And I think Luca wants to come on in a second as well, so we'll try and get him on. But the point is, I'm going to say, and let's just sort of stick with the this 3-0. Can you see it messing up? DJB, I know you've probably been waiting there patiently. Everyone's sort of had their little bit, but this is the realistic thing, though. Like, it's not why we're not being mad, are we? To presume that this is going to happen. We've seen them do it against Manchester City, so many times. Do you remember? I can't think what Champions League it was. Almost every single round they were behind, and then they came back. Benzema, do you remember he done it against Man City? I think he got like 2 late goals in the death or something like that. And you think, how the hell have they gone? And then what do they go and do? They go and win it. We're not mad, are we? So all these negative, like the people that think we're being negative, no?
The thing is, right, you got to remember Arsenal in Europe is their record in Europe is not very good, is it? Let's be honest. Arsenal's, especially in the Champions League, the record's been appalling. So that's another thing. I'm not saying that they're not going to do it. They're not going to see it out. Yeah, I'm pretty confident they will see it out. But all I'm saying is you've got to look at the facts with this manager at the football club in big game situations. Yeah. Every big game situation this manager's been in, he's fouled. And this is a huge game. It's another big game. So the question marks are going to be there, not because you're being negative, you're just being factual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being negative and being factual. Yeah. If I was to be negative, I'd turn around and say, no, we've got absolutely no chance. I'm not even going to bother watching it. We're going to lose 4-0. We're going to be out, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that. I'm just looking at the facts. Arsenal's record in Europe is not brilliant. The manager, he's learning on the job. This is all new to him. Going to the Bernabeu 3-0 up against the European champions, against the size of a club like Real Madrid, is completely new entity to Mikel Arteta. Right? So that there's question marks there. And then thirdly, we've got more injury problems. There's question marks there. So he's going to have to change the team around if Partey's not fit. Ben White's apparently not fit. Yeah, so it's all little question marks. So you have to just look at the facts. You can't just go in and say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna win." You know, we're gonna breeze through this round. It's not going to be a breeze. There's going to be pitfalls along the way. So, you know, it's not being negative. It's just looking at things that can happen. I'm not putting down the manager in this situation. I'm just looking at what could happen. We're going there with possibly not our strongest midfield. Saka's coming back from injury. He's not fully fit. He's not firing on all cylinders yet. You know, he's pacing himself because he's coming back from a long injury. Then you could have Partey out. And so therefore, if you take Marino, who's our main goal scorer, who'd have thought that, and put him back in the midfield, you've then got a problem with who is going to score a goal. And you can't, if anyone knows anything about football, top quality players find a way.
Yeah.
And Real Madrid have got top quality players.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you have to be a little bit kind of cautious, and you have to be a little bit nervous about Wednesday. You know, and they're just facts. They're not kind of slagging they're not slagging Arsenal Football Club off. They're not slagging the manager off. They're just factual things that you have to take in consideration when you watch this game on Wednesday. And I've seen it over the years. I've seen Arsenal fall at the last hurdle when we've been in prime positions. You know, that's Arsenal Football Club. And if anyone's been watching Arsenal Football Club all these years, and I'm sure Shane has and Normski, how many times have we seen it? Not just with this manager, but Arsenal Football Club. So you have to be open-minded about Wednesday. You've got to be open-minded about Wednesday. Yes, we should win. We should get through because we're 3-0 up. And as I've said before, whether it's Arsenal, Liverpool, no matter who it is, if you're 3-0 up as a professional football club, you should win the game. But you've got to be open-minded, guys. That's all I'm saying.
It's as simple as that. I think we'll find that out, won't we? Pretty much. Like you quite rightly say, DJB, all the time. in the first 10 minutes, we'll know where we stand.
Yeah,
You know,
100%.
we always see quite
Yeah.
early, don't we,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
we're
yeah,
playing.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
and obviously by just the first 10 minutes, I think if we can just stay in the game, not concede, not even not score, but not concede in that first 20 minutes, our chances significantly jump up because maybe in that time, like we all say, we might have stanked the place out. Absolutely rotten football today, or rather, of course, Wednesday. I don't care about it.
Don't
Play
care.
rotten football. Be bastards. Be absolute ugly. Do you know what I mean? If you wanna play football like Stoke City, I'm all for it. Do
Take
you know
some
what I
yellow
mean? Like,
cards as well. Take a yellow card or two if you have to.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously for the right players. Do you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
ain't
Yeah.
gonna get themselves in trouble. Do you know what I mean? Just dark arts it to the absolute max. Needs must. Game manage certain situations. I just think that first 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? The first 10 minutes. Just show up. Show up. Don't look at the crowd and think, wow, we got, 80, 100,000 people here just whistling
Yeah,
and
don't
doing
play
this
the
and doing
occasion.
that.
Definitely.
You play
No.
their game. If you start, I sort of worry because it's all right, Kivior, and I'm not going to take away from his performances. I'm really not, because he was good. The first little bit of the game, he was a bit shaky. I'm not going to take it away from Kivior, but I just don't want his legs to, his head to look around and then his legs and his knees to start shaking and thinking, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ, this ain't the Emirates. Do you know what I mean? Because he's going to have that same ruckus crowd going at him. And we were good at that crowd. We were good. But, it's going to be a totally different minefield out there. Do you know what I mean? He's going to have everything going against you. The ref's going to be against you. You've got that band, the works. I just think if we can get through that little period where we just shut the Real Madrid fans up a little bit and just basically say to them, yeah, this is going to be an Atletico Madrid game for you boys. Don't worry about that.
One thing I will say, Aaron, before the others come in, is one thing we do have in our favour this season. We have had a good Champions League campaign, and secondly, defensively, we have been pretty solid throughout the season. So they're the things that we have got going for us this season, and I'm hoping that defensive unit will see us through. But it's going to be solid, because if our midfield is disrupted through Partey's injury, then it's going to have to be. It's got to step up another level, and it's going to be difficult. But we'll see. We will see.
Yeah. I think the tactics is whether we let Real Madrid have the ball, or we do what we do, that boring U-shaped football, which will probably come in handy this time. Do you know what I mean? Because if we can just hold the ball and not do anything silly with it and make sure we don't lose it. Because as you say, the first 10 minutes, you can always tell when Arsenal are either playing well or not, because they give the ball away. Do you know what I mean? Little silly.
Oh, yeah. You know, as soon as they kick off, you just know, don't you?
You just know. So I think what we need to do is just make sure we play our game, make sure we keep the ball, and whatever chance you get, because as I said, whatever chance you get, if you're in that 6-yard box or wherever it is, mate, put it away. Don't try and walk it in. Put your legs up.
If a chance does come, you got to take it.
Just comes your way, do it. So they will give you chances. They will give you chances, but we got to make sure we take those chances.
No, 100%, man. It's all about taking them chances. If we get it, I said it about the first leg as well. It was always going to be a case of, will we get the chances and then take them? Are they going to have a missed opportunity, a big missed opportunity? We see that with Mbappe. If that Mbappe goal goes in, by the way, and that was a fantastic chance. I was right behind the goal. I was thinking he's going to Thierry Henry that ball in when Mbappe goes through, and he's tamely hit it. We were lucky there because that's a different game after that. So, a couple of things in the game sort of went our way, but it's going to be a totally different game in that. And do you know what, Luca, I want to bring you in as well on this. Big up, brother. What's your take on the old 3-0 up? Are we going to fuck it up, or are we going to be like that? Come on, what a night in Madrid again. Thierry Henry said.
Thanks for having me on, and much appreciated. For me, the first leg, unbelievable. And I said this on my match reaction on my YouTube channel. I was not confident going into the Real Madrid game.
Yeah.
1 second, I thought we were going to get smashed. I really thought Ancelotti was going to like outclass Mikel Arteta. But it was a good performance overall. And look, you have to respect Real Madrid, yeah, because we can't go into this game thinking that we're chilling. We've seen strange things before. I did a preview earlier and I was saying on my channel, look, we're coming up against a Real Madrid team where Ancelotti's on the edge of actually his job, right? They're not going to win La Liga. Barcelona will probably end up winning it. And we're coming into the game where this squad, what we have now, has not played at the Bernabeu. It's not played at Real Madrid. And majority, I'm confident we will go through, but I'm not sure if we will win the game. I think for me, we might end up losing the game maybe 2-1 or maybe a draw, but I don't see us going to the Bernabeu and winning the game. I said exactly the same thing at the Emirates. I didn't expect we were going to win 3-0. That was a very good, fantastic performance, great moment. But if this manager does not beat Real Madrid and does not go through, he has to be sacked. Majority, he must be sacked because we've seen teams in the Champions League. Think about Serge Roberto, what he did. Barcelona, PSG, I think it was 2016. Think about Liverpool, Barcelona, Trent Alexander-Arnold whipping it to Divock Origi. We've seen strange things happening in the Champions League. Roma as well. Kostas Maninos or whatever his name was against, I think it was Barcelona or someone. So at the end of the day, we have to treat.
We've seen Liverpool do it in the final, Luca, bruv.
Yeah. I think for me, look, if we get to the Champions League final, we're playing Barcelona regardless. And that's the only team I want to fear. And if we get to the final and if we don't play Barcelona, I think we can win it. Majority. Do I think we'll win the Champions League? I'm not sure, but I think we've got a great chance of doing it. I think we've got a great chance of winning the Champions League, but I'm not sure if we will do it because it's just a mentality where whether we believe in these players, whether Mikel Arteta has got the balls to do it over the line. And we must win the Champions League because this season in the Premier League, we've capitulated. We've completely bottled it. We don't look interested in the Premier League. Brentford on the weekend, we were bang average. Like, we're 13 points behind Liverpool. How can people see that this manager is the answer to go and take us forward, where he has spent 800 million or whatever, how much he cost in this transfer window? I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, he's got to win the Champions League this season. Like, do you think we'll win the Champions League this season? A lot of people think that PSG are going to win it.
Yeah, I mean, it's look.
You got Inter as well.
Tricky.
Inter a good
You know what? I wanted to mention them because when you said about Barcelona, you know, it's I should we get there? Guess what, people? We're going to be talking hypothetically now, so calm down, yeah. Should we get to the final? I'd love to play Barcelona purely because I just want another crack at a bit of a revenge against that farcical disgrace. And I don't like talking about it. And I know you really don't like talking about it, DJB, either. So we won't get into it. But I'd love a little crack at a chance to just right a wrong, you know. But I tell you what, bloody well don't want, and you just mentioned it, Inter Milan. Because you know why? They do everything we do, but better. And that's the problem. That's the problem.
The thing about Italian teams, if they don't score many goals, but they're very good organising in defence. Think about Italian teams over the years, all these legend players like Maldini and that. They know how to defend. They know how to seriously get things over the line.
Yeah, and the thing is, if we can't break down an Everton low block, we're not breaking down an Inter Milan low block. No. You know what I mean? We've already played them, and yeah, we had going on all the top guns saying all the shots we had and all this. But they were just from crosses, and we didn't
Barcelona
double them in that game. You know what I mean? We had a lot of the ball, but it was just a low block. And just, I know, Aaron, you want to wrap up soon, but I just wanted to go back to that message that went up a while ago, the one that was all in caps, where you remember saying, are we always negative and are we always, you know...
Oh, yeah.
Right? To me, and Normski touched on it, when you get burnt enough by, not just the club, by anything in life, you start to get a bit more cautious about it, you know what I mean? So we're just, and DJB put it out as well, saying, like, we're just looking at facts. We're looking at what's happening with Arteta, what's happening in history. And your man finished that message with, yeah, is it just all bottle, bottle, bottle? And I'm glad he put it 3 times, because you could put that over the last 3 seasons, because we bottled it the last 3 seasons. So I'm glad he put it 3 times. You know, I brought this up before with you, where they always say, oh, well, under Arteta, it's all progress. He's gone 8th, 5th, 2nd. And I said, okay, look at the 5th season. We were in 4th, 8 points ahead, and we bottled it. The second season, we were 8 points ahead, and we bottled it. Last season, we lost at home to Villa, and we bottled it. So these sort of 5th, 2nd, like it's progress. It should have been 4th, 1st, but it wasn't, because we messed up. And that's the thing that gets to me, is when, you know, we're not being negative. We're just being realistic. We've seen what happens, and we're looking at it going, oh God, if Thomas Partey's out. I don't think they consider things like that. I don't think they consider how important Thomas Partey is. He'll be the most important player in that game, because he's the pivot. He's the one that will, and he's the one that breaks up play, and he's the one that will frustrate them. And without him, yeah, we can drop Rice back, fair enough, and then we can. But I don't think he will. I don't know what he'll do. It'll be something stupid. And, you know, because I got really wound up. I think it was on your show when I was going mad about being told how to support my club. It was on my one when I had you on. And it really got to me. Yeah, it was on my, and it really gets to me, you know. And I'm sure everybody here feels the same when they're like, in your face. It's like a schoolyard thing. You know, I told you so. I told you we were going to beat Madrid. Even the top of top gooners did not see a 3-0 coming. They couldn't have. You know what I mean? And DJB pointed out that it was 2 free kicks, and someone in the chat took it wrong. Like, oh, are you taking away from? No, but the point he was making was, it was only 1 goal in open play, and those 2 free kicks, you won't see the likes of it again. So these are the little sort of free things, like Mbappe missing that clean through chance and stuff like that. They all have to fall in your place to get a result like that, and that doesn't happen every day. That's why the result is so. They're moments, and they all have to go your way, and that's why the result is so magical, because everything fell into place. That's the reason that it's magical, is because it rarely happens. So we have to like take it down a notch, and we're talking about, if we get Inter or Barcelona in the final, it'd be great for a showpiece and all that, but we have to go and beat these teams.
But whoever we do get in the final, right, you have to take it as a granted. To win the Champions League, think about Chelsea, yeah? Chelsea had so many injuries when they won their first Champions League. They had to go through the tough patch, facing a Barcelona side, right, when they had Fernando Torres scoring, right, who was a flop at Chelsea anyway. And you have to go through these bests. Look at Kai Havertz, right, our player now, number 29, scored the winner for Chelsea 4 years ago in the Champions League final. You've got to go through these stages. Hence why we moved to the Emirates to compete with the best, not to get scared of losing by these sort of teams. And we'll find out Wednesday whether if Real Madrid do turn it around or we go to the semi-final. Because if we do get to the semi-final, which I think we will, PSG is not going to be an easy test, and we should play and exactly the same thing what we did against Real Madrid. Like, we should have no fear going into these sort of teams.
Yeah, no, it's a fact. Well,
I mean, PSG. I'm saying PSG. If we do get to the semi-finals, there's a good chance that PSG are going to probably beat Aston Villa. I mean, it's a totally different PSG that we're playing. I mean, they were missing Dembele, Doué guy. I think he played, but I think he may have come on. But it's a totally different. These guys play progressive, quick football, and we got to know how to learn to live with these guys. I mean, I saw them against Aston Villa, and I'm like, whoa, how are we going to be able to keep up with these guys? And especially when we go especially when we go to their stadium.
I see a PSG team batter Liverpool in Paris.
Right.
And there's not many teams that have battered Liverpool like that this season. And they battered Liverpool. Now, bearing in mind this Liverpool team are all these points above us in the Premiership, and PSG made them look ordinary in that first leg.
Both legs, DJB. In both legs.
Both legs. I mean, Liverpool scumbag their way, got that goal, you know what I mean? Got that 1-0.
They are a good team.
And he said it. He said, like, don't worry, guys. They were confident they were going to go to Anfield and beat them, and they did.
Oh, they're a top team. They're a top team. And the thing is, you can't see. The thing is, people are going on about Real Madrid, and rightly so, because their history and the players they got. But PSG team for team, are a better team than Real Madrid this season. And how you got to look at it is you can't go into that game in the semi-final against a team like, if it all pans out, by the way, you can't go into that with injuries and a makeshift midfield. Not the way the PSG play. They're all over you. So that will be very, very interesting. So I'm not even looking towards the final. I'm just keeping both feet on the ground and trying to get through Wednesday, because it's going to be tough. It is going to, even though we're 3-0 up, it's going to be tough.
If we get to the semi-final, do you think we'll beat PSG? Do you think we'll beat PSG if we get to the semi-final? Because a lot of people think that we won't. So
if I was to take my Arsenal head off, obviously I want Arsenal to win. But if I put my football, if I was a neutral and put my football brain on, then I would say, looking at PSG with the squad they've got and the way they're playing, and looking at our squad and injuries, and we still haven't got a striker, remember?
No.
Even though Mourinho has come up with some goals and everyone thinks he's now a top striker. With my football brain on, I would say PSG would probably win over 2 legs.
Can I interject here as well quickly? With obviously, like, we've got the game coming up against that. Oh fuck! I've just lost my point. Someone carry on. I've just fucking forgot it.
That always happens.
You're thinking of a couple of things at once.
I was thinking there, and I was letting DJB finish, and I'm like, what's I gonna fucking say? And I carried on. I was like, it's just totally gone.
George, think PSG will beat Villa if we play Villa.
I'd rather get PSG than Villa, though. That's the thing.
Carry on.
I would rather get PSG.
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather get PSG than Villa. There's something about, and I repeat myself, there's something about an all English semi-final that just takes something away from it when it's two teams from the same country, like an all Spanish final.
It
just takes something away.
Yeah,
it's not. It doesn't feel like Champions League, but also Emery has our number. I just could see him twisting the noose and doing it. But yeah, I wanted PSV because I just think it's the lesser of two evils. Because PSV are better than Villa, but I think we're more suited to maybe get something out of them. And so all the people that were saying we were negative, look, we're talking now like we're in the semis. So, but it's just, let's get to the semis and then start dreaming. But as I said to Aaron before, I won't sort of feel like we're going to blow it until we're 3-0 up in the final with 5 minutes to go. Then I'll go, right, maybe we can do this. You know what I mean? Because that's the only point where I will go, I'll decompress and go, you know what, I think we might be able to do this. And I know as soon as I turn around to my wife and go, I think we're going to do this, that the other team will slap in a couple of goals. But look, I'm dreaming now, man. I'm dreaming, like, that Champions League final that DJB doesn't want to talk about. Like, my brother woke up the next morning and watched it down in where he lives in the other part of Ireland, and I just remember getting a kick in the head. I'd fall asleep on the stairs with this bottle of champagne, empty bottle of champagne. I'd bought it for when we win. I said I'm never opening that. At some stage in the night, I must have opened it when there was no drink left and polished it off. Fell asleep on the stairs. But
as you do,
yeah, thank God I don't do that anymore, man.
Yeah. Well, guess what, Liam?
You remember.
Brain fart is over. There's no skids in the brain. I remember the point that I was going to make, and I will get to it. What was I going to say again? Only fucking around. Do you think that Arsenal should we get there, PSG at home again in the first leg could work out in our favour, just like it sort of has against Madrid as it stands? And by that, I mean, look, the way PSG are playing, they are absolutely tearing it up. And maybe if the first leg was in Paris and we were sort of playing and, we haven't been great, our form isn't fantastic, it's patchier than my beard. I actually think maybe playing them in the home leg again could actually be a little bit of a saviour in the fact that we might not be out of the first leg. Mate, what about if we'd have had Madrid at home? Maybe we'll never know, but we might have got humiliated. We've got an actual chance now. I know it's usually best to have your home leg in the second thing, but do you reckon this might be a positive against PSG?
It might be because the thing is, you need to approach like what we did in the first leg last week, because no one expected Arsenal to go and beat Real Madrid 3-0, yeah? And I expected Arsenal to lose that game. I'm sure majority of people did. But you've got, like, look, with the advantage you have with PSG in the first leg, you have to do what you did against Real Madrid, because you need to get a couple of goals going into Paris. Because if we don't win that game, PSG are definitely probably will end up beating us in Paris. And you know what they're like when they play at home? They barely lose at home. Whereas we've got to take the opportunity. And look, we've got to get through Wednesday first. It's not doom and gloom, 3-0 up. If Real Madrid get the first goal, we've got to keep them quiet. We've got to do what we need to do, right? Keep them quiet within the first 20. If we get the first goal, tie's done. I don't see Real Madrid getting 4 goals.
I agree with you, Aaron. You brought this up before, and I do think that it's just the way we are, that first leg's at home, 2-2 is better, just because of the way we are, because we're so unstable that if we have the away leg first and we have a 20-minute period where we're not on it, the tie could be over before we even get them home. Now we can get something home and have something to cling on to, and have something to cling on to.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there'd be too much pressure if we played the second leg. I think if it was the same thing with Real Madrid, if we played Real Madrid at their ground first, and maybe they got a 2-0 lead or whatever, and came up with Emirates, I don't think we'd be able to live with the pressure. I don't think we'd do it.
100% agree. 100% agree.
You've got a good point there. That I think playing at home first, especially with the way we play, because as I said, we don't know what to expect of us. Because as I said, I didn't expect that scoreline, even though we didn't get 2 of the goals from open play. But to go and do that against Real Madrid, if we have the same, because I'm looking at that game, the PSG game. I'm talking like we're going to be there already. But if we were to get there, and the first leg at home, because they play, as somebody said, a high line, we're going to have to really. I mean, one, we've got to get the ball off of them because they counter press. They're counter press.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. But you know what I mean? It's like watching Liverpool, on steroids.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, you know what I mean? But so we do the business at home in the first leg, and then go to Paris and stink it out, like we're gonna do hopefully tomorrow on Wednesday. You know what I mean?
One thing I'll say about PSG, they do leave themselves open, and they do miss a lot of chances. But the problem with PSG is that they play with such tempo for 90 minutes, and they interchange, and they're all over the place. And the Georgian they've got in the team, I forget his name.
They'll rest players as well because their league's done.
I mean,
our league's done, but we won't rest players.
He's phenomenal. I mean, you look at him and then you look at our captain. I mean, it's levels. It's levels. Yeah. So no, real talk. They're a top team, but I mean, Aston Villa will have something to say about it. But I wouldn't like Villa. I'm with Shane. The reason why I wouldn't like Villa is because the Premiership this year has been not very pretty to watch. And if Arsenal get Villa in the Champions League semi-final, it'll be like an FA Cup tie, and it won't suit us at all. And Unai Emery's got Arteta's card marked, and can you imagine going out against Aston Villa? I mean, well, what would the top billers have to say about that one? What will the excuses be there? Unai Emery.
Injuries, DJB. Injuries.
At the semi-final, the manager that they thought was a clown. What can you say?
Yeah. Listen, what we will do before we wrap up, big up Mems as well, man. We want a prediction just before we go. And don't forget as well, man, there's still 112 in the building for the time that it is, for the amount that was there. You've stayed and you've listened. Chat. World class. If you was a striker, you'd be R9. If you was a midfielder, you'd be Zinedine Zidane. A defender, you'd be Maldini. You know what I mean? And like I always say, I used to love Peter Schmeichel, but he's a Man United fan. So you'll have to be Buffon, yeah? Do you know what I mean? You've been world class. Like and subscribe. Everyone's channel. Like and subscribe to everyone's channel. We're 3 subs away. What are we doing here? 3, come on, man. There's 110 watching. There's got to be 3 of you that are going to be not stingy. Come on, man. What was that? DJB, prediction for
I'm going to be
Real Madrid game.
I'm going to be a hide behind the sofa 2-0 to Real Madrid.
That is a hide behind the sofa. 2-0. What about if it's 2-0 at half time?
I think 2-0, and I think it's going to be really, really nervy. I think you'll be praying for that final whistle, I'm afraid. If Partey's not playing, if Partey's playing and we've got a proper lineup, then it might be 2-1, 3-1, something like that. But I do think Madrid will score 2 goals. Unfortunately.
Wow. So you're going
but
for a
if
2-0
we've got a
loss.
proper lineup, we could.
We get through.
As long as we get through, that's all I worry about. Yeah.
Do you know what I will say with your scoreline there, DJB, is you'll take it before the game, but fuck me, for that whole 90 minutes you'll be like you said.
I support Arsenal. I'm used to it. 50 years, mate. That's what I've been brought up on. I've been brought up, even with the Invincibles, I was like that on some of the games. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah. That is that scoreline. That is I mean, if anything, I'd like him to get that second goal. If we knew it was going to be 2-0, I'd like him to get that second goal maybe in the last kick, because I don't think my heart would be able to take
watch
us
the history,
going 2-0 down.
Games over the course of history. It's Arsenal Football Club. They never make it easy. They never make it easy.
Yeah. Nice. They like to make us suffer, don't they? If we are to get a result. Shane, what are you going for, my brother?
I'm with DJB. I think 2-0. With Partey's out, though, I'm worried. That it might be more. I could see it being a Madrid scoring their first stuff after half time, and then I just pray that if they do get a second, like you said, it's right at the end, and there's just that little 3-minute flurry when we just got 10 players in the box and we're just heading everything clear, But with Partey out, if he is out, I do genuinely fear that something could happen, something bad could happen, because he's going to have to put Rice back in, which is Rice's position. Let's have it right. But then I just don't know what he's going to do in the midfield. Will he put Marino in there and put him beside Odegaard?
You know what he'll do? He'll probably either bring Skelly from left back and put Zinchenko there, or he'll play.
That would be the end.
Or no, the only option he's got is what Normski said: bring Moreno out. Put Marino in alongside.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I put Rice,
because we haven't got a score really, have we? We just got to make sure they don't.
He might even do that regardless. He might try and drop Marino back. I don't know, just for the sheer reason that.
I mean, if he does drop him back in the midfield, and because you have to have some kind of option off the bench, so that's why I probably start Trossard, obviously Saka on the right, Martin on the left, and then if for whatever reason, Real Madrid are stretched, then we can bring on Ethan. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Play 5 in midfield.
Yeah,
back out in midfield.
Just literally.
We don't need to go gun ho, do we? We don't need to go gun ho.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We have to scumbag our ways, people. We just I don't care what you do. Yeah, just scumbag your way, and then we'll worry about the semi-finals. Yeah. But just don't get caught up in the occasion. That's what I don't want to have. That's my little worry.
100%.
Yeah, I think he wants to play, or to pretend Marino's up front by putting him on the team sheet and literally play 4-6-0. You know what I mean? I think that's what he wants to do. He'll say, Marino's up front, but he won't go anywhere near their box. He'll just drop all the way back and they'll just crowd it. I can see it being from the kickoff, like the second half away to City this season when we were down to 10 men. It was just a box crammed and we just smacked everything away and didn't chase. I hope it doesn't go that way, because Madrid will be able to break it down. But, like we said, he is tactically inept, so we'll see. But I pray we get through, because I'd love it. If we won it, it'd just be...
Right.
Never been able to say it to anybody. One of the sticks we always get beaten with is never having won the Champions League, you know what I mean? And it would just stop that forever, But we'll see what happens.
Right, before I give my prediction, let's give a big hand to Mr. Aaron for hitting the 600.
This is what we're saying, man. That's what we're saying. Thank you very much, chat. And obviously the first class panel that we always assemble, man, that we always share between each other. That's what we're saying. Let's get it going that way,
1K,
man.
400 to 1K, my bro.
Yeah, that's what we're after next. You know what I mean? I think the quality of content, definitely the quality of panel, and I'll tell you what, the quality of bloody chat we absolutely deserve to be there, bruv, man. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what it is. We're getting proper people on. Do you know what I mean? That talk about football. I give up a lot to do you know what I mean? A lot of time, which is why my streams, I said it a little earlier, so I won't go too much into it, but I've started my streams a little bit later because, believe it or not, I've got a wife, a 4-year-old girl, beautiful 4-year-old girl, and a 7-year-old boy, man. And when I'm doing this at certain times, that means I'm giving up time to be with them. Do you know what I mean? And I love doing this content. I really do. I've come to really like it. But you know what I mean? Like it's all not without sacrifice. Do you know what I mean? So every time I'm coming on, I'm giving my blood, sweat, and tears to make sure that the content's good for everyone. And it's free. Don't forget. So if you could like and sub, and all the boys' links are in the chat. So don't just do it for me. Make sure you do it to them because we all deserve it. Everyone in this chat, everyone that I always get on here always deserves it. I never surround myself with dickheads, and look at the fucking phenomenal panel that I've got on here. Do you know what I mean? There you go. The proof is in the pudding. And look at the chat in there. All of you are world class, man. Normski, I don't know. I can't remember now if you said what your score is because you said because you give me a big up, my absolute geezer.
None of that. None of this.
I love having you on, Norm, man.
I'm going to go for a 2-1 to Real Madrid. But I think it's just knowing that if Partey is missing, then in my head I might revise that to a 2-0. But I'm hoping if Partey is fit, then I'm still going to go with a 2-1 Real Madrid, and we get through to the tie 4-2. And we move to PSG and see what go on there. You know what I mean? But we just have to let's pray. Hashtag pray for Arsenal. I'm not hashtag pray for Real Madrid. This is hashtag pray for Arsenal, guys. Let's do this, man.
Yeah. Buzzing. Yeah, and the same question is going to be answered, or asked rather, to Luca. What you saying, bruv?
Look, for me, my prediction going into this game, it all depends if Thomas Partey is fit. Look, I think Partey will be in the squad. I do. There's something where I do think he will be in around. I think he's going to start. I really do. But if he doesn't start, I think Mikel Arteta will go with Mikel Moreno and Rice and Odegaard. I don't know who's going to play up top. What I'd do is I'd maybe go with Martinelli up top. Maybe play Bukayo Saka on the wing as well. But score prediction, I reckon 2-1 Real Madrid. I reckon I do think we will score. I can see Real Madrid score first and the second, and we'll get a consolation goal. I do, and I think we'll just. I do.
Get the emojis out. Let's get the emojis out. Come on.
That's what it's going to be like, isn't it? It's going to be absolute murder.
Oh, Big Bert will be out there, isn't he? Big Bert will be like this.
He will be there. If Mikel Arteta ends up not getting us through, Bert has to sack Mikel Arteta.
Listen, he will be there with his cheese. He will be there with his cheese. Wow, believe you me.
On the absolute spot. Gooner ER as well. Bruv, you do not need to do that. 1K though, next milestone. I'll tear out. Always. Listen, bruv, 100%. But yeah, look, you don't have to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I appreciate it nonetheless, man. And thanks for the support. 1K will be the next milestone. Do you know what I mean? But no, absolutely buzzing. I'll tell you what my score prediction is, and I'm sure one of you said it already. I'm going to go for a 2-1. I'm going to go for Real Madrid scoring the first goal, and then I'm going to go for a Real Madrid scoring a second goal.
Tell us the minute.
And then I'll go on one. I'll tell you the seconds in a second. Don't worry, I've seen it. Do you know what I mean? I've seen it. So if any one of you want to put it on, do you know what I mean, in the bookies, thank you in advance. Yeah, just let me know. Now, I reckon that we're going to 2-0 down, and then I reckon we're going to get a little goal back, and then that's that. It will deflate the tie. But I can just see him coming out all guns blazing. I can see maybe the occasion being a little bit too big for one of our players. That is sort of, wondering whether Thomas Partey is going to play. That's a big miss. Let's not get it twisted. Declan Rice come up with the 2 moments, and them moments are what win you matches. But I'll tell you what, Thomas Partey's performance was exceptional.
Oh,
And
amazing.
if even one of them free kicks don't go in, he probably gets man of the match. But because it's two, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, Thomas Partey was just absolutely fantastic. It's the performance that you need to get you through results like that in big matches. And do you know what? He stood up, and it's going to be a massive loss. A massive, massive, massive loss, everyone. I hope that it might be a knock. Do you know what I mean? I really do hope that sort of he does play, but if he does, is he going to be at full fitness? I don't know. I think we'll see very early on if we've got a leggy Thomas Partey or not. I think we'll know very early on if he's carrying something. And it's like Mikel Arteta. We've seen him push him on the field 2-0 down to carry on playing, and then he's out injured for months. Arteta won't care. Maybe the medical staff might say, yeah, Mikel, look, you might not want to play Thomas Partey. He's a bit knackered. Mikel Arteta couldn't give a toss. Because guess what? All of these injuries that we've had, the world in the universe I'm about to describe to you doesn't exist where both people do their jobs. And by that, I mean the doctors and the medical staff at Arsenal Football Club doing their job and Mikel Arteta listening to them. Both of them worlds do not exist in the same current universe. And we have all of these injuries. One of them ain't doing their job, and I'm probably going to put my money on it being Arteta. So with that, he probably will play him injured, but we'll see how sort of bad it will be. I hope it won't be bad. You know, I hope that he will play and he will be fit, because it'll be massive chances. But when I mean occasion, I hope that the occasion ain't too big for Kivior. You know, it's unfair. People will go, oh, yeah, but you had a great first leg, different game. Makes no difference. Well done. You was good yesterday. Now be good tomorrow. I'm a tradesman. I've been for 20 years. You're only as good as your last job. You don't sail through with your next job. And just because you've wired up a kitchen, fantastic. Don't mean to say that you can do the rest of them shit. Well done. And that's it. There's a new job tomorrow, and I expect him to be good. Miles Skelly, fantastic. He's excellent. And the same sort of little worries about him, and that sort of being, you know, could the occasion be a little bit much for him? He's been phenomenal all season. There's just little worries. I'm nitpicking because I'm a little bit worried about going into this game. And I'm a little bit worried in this game because Madrid's been there, seen there, done it. And they've got so many T-shirts, they don't even wear them anymore. Yeah. We haven't got any of them T-shirts yet. We ain't been there. We ain't done it. So it's not me being negative. It's me probably being realistic, rather, to the situation that this is a big game, even 3-0 up. We've done our job, the first leg being 3 goals up. And that's the perks of it. But it also means that, you know, we've got to be on our game still. Let's not forget they've got Mbappe. That can turn it on. He's not been good in the last leg, but he can turn it on. They've got players that can win matches. Bellingham can win matches. Modric can make that world-class pass when he wants to. They've got Tchouaméni coming back to solid that midfield up after Camavinga's been injured. They've got Rodriguez. They can, at home, switch it on when they want. And we've got to guard against that. We've seen them get loads of goals and clusters all season. All season. We've just got to really be on our guard. And I will not think that we're through unless that whistle goes and Arsenal are holding their hands up like that. And I tell you what, I bloody hope that happens, man. Listen, I will wrap it up there. DJB, my absolute superstar. Thank you always, man. You give me a lot of your time, and I always appreciate it.
No, it's a pleasure, Aaron. It's a pleasure. It's a real pleasure. What have I got coming up this week? Not sure. Oh, I've got Jez on Thursday. Arsenal history. Yeah, I'll be around on streams, no doubt, as per usual, giving my thoughts and everything else. But no, pleasure, Aaron, and well done for 600. Always a pleasure to come on with Normski and Shane and a good man here that's came on as well. Yep, lovely to meet you. Thank you very much. And most of all as well, the chat and the community. Always a pleasure listening to your comments. And that's, yeah, I mean, everyone's got their views, everyone's got their comments, and that's what makes it good for watching. So we can't agree with everyone. We ain't going to disagree with everyone. We're just going to have our own views. And, we just want the best for Arsenal Football Club at the end of the day. So big up the chat. Stay safe. Enjoy the game Wednesday. Hopefully you've got your blankets and your sofa pulled out so you can jump behind it. All right, and hopefully it won't come to that. But yeah, no, big up, Aaron. Thank you a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Nah, legend,
Thanks,
man. You know, I always appreciate it, and Shane as well, man. You're the same as well. You know, you're always going to be a step on here, man. Thank you very much for giving me your time as always, my absolute fridge freezer. I've seen you've been putting out a lot of content. You know what I mean? This morning, you done your full Irish or full English. Nearly insulted you then. Sorry, bud. Your full Irish breakfast. That was excellent, man. What have you got coming up?
Yeah, the new morning show, the full Irish breakfast. I did that, today. It went all right. A couple of technical glitches, but it went all right. I have that coming up Thursday morning, so I'll cover the match and stuff like that on it. And then Friday morning, I've done already 3 episodes of Was Football Better Back in the Day. I've covered the 50s, I've covered the 60s, and I covered the 70s, and now this one will be the 80s, which is probably one of my favourite decades for football. So I normally just do a pre-record about 20 minutes. So I'm actually just going to do this one live, because I don't use screenshots or anything. I just sort of prattle on for 20 minutes and meander about. So if any of the dates are wrong or anything like that, I don't research it. It's just from what I, don't remember it directly, but I'm a history buff when it comes to football. So I'm going to try that one live, and then what else have I got? I did the morning show. Yeah, it's going to be sporadic. I'll probably do it every couple of days, every 3 days for now. And then the following Thursday, I have the second episode of the nightly one, the Bruised Banana. So hopefully you'll get a few people on for that. And yeah, I'll be on with you then probably Friday night. I'd imagine I'll pop on, and next Monday then with you as well. So yeah, and lots of bits and pieces in between. I always have my daily shorts and stuff like that. But big up for having me on. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to be alongside the likes of DJB and Normski and Luca. I think it's the first time I've been on with you, mate. We have to do something together soon. And yeah, to the chat, it's been unbelievable today. Unbelievable. And yeah, but congrats on the 600, Aaron. Congrats on the 600. And yeah, get the rest of us up as well. As Aaron does say, it's only a click of a button and we put the work in for you. So yeah, cheers for having me on, and thanks everybody else.
Yeah, no, listen, man. Look, anytime. Napoleon, I think it's in my channel description. I've still not really done so many bits of it. I can't remember the email. I'm not gonna lie. I just can't remember it. I don't ever really use it, but it's on the channel one, not in the chat one. In the channel one, Normski, you know it, man. Every time I don't expect you to come on because I know you are a very busy man. But I'm not gonna lie. It always puts a smile ear to fucking ear on my face when I see you in that backstage, my friend. Thank you very much. I always appreciate your time. What have you got coming up, my friend?
Right, so yeah, man. Listen, Wednesday is the day, the place to be. Normski TV, yeah, the watch along. Yeah, I go live at 7:50. You can catch some of my shorts, me going wild after the 3 goals and everything. So check out my shorts. But I would be doing, just before I'll be doing that, so it's going to be actually 2 streams back to back. So I'm doing my 6:30 What's Going On podcast. I'm going to make sure I end that on time, to go on to the next stream, which starts at 7:50. So I'll be 2 back to back streams. Then I will be doing a match reaction with Rashid, plus my match reaction. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I will have a massive smile on my face, just like the rest of us Arsenal fans here on the stream. The stream has been, the panel, the stream, the chat has been lit. You know what I mean? For you guys to stay with us for so long, yeah, we're doing something right, guys. So let's keep it up. Yeah, get Aaron, as I say, get Aaron to that 1K. He's
all of us.
The work that I'm saying, the work that you're putting in, man, I'll take my hat off to you. I wish I could have that same work rate, but life, work and stuff like that. I'm doing other stuff outside of that. I do a lot of charity work and stuff like that. So
excellent, man.
Try my best where I can. You know what I mean? To come on and support all you guys. You know what I mean? You've been brilliant, and the community is growing. The community is growing, and meeting you guys for the, say, we've met through Northside and Matty and all of them guys, Lee Gunner, big up to DJB, Godfather, Jez the Godfather, you know how it goes, you know what I mean? If DJB's kind of set the tone, it's a whole new, yo, you know what I mean? When you going to get your channel up, bro?
Soon, it'll come.
Yeah.
Just wait.
And not only that, I'll be eating my full English whilst watching full Irish. Yeah, so
don't make it the same mistake.
Yeah,
as
then
me.
you can all hop on my channel as well, guys. Everyone's welcome. We're a community. We're a community.
Yeah, no, definitely. The long way continue. Big up to
Gunnar ER in the chat was just like, yeah, full Irish, Aaron. Yeah, I know where you live, yeah, innit, bruv. Yeah, you know, from Ireland. He made sure I said full Irish and not full English, Gunnar ER. He won't have none of it. Big up, man.
No problems, bro.
Nah, Normski, absolute legend. You know, thank you very much for coming on. And Luca as well, bruv. Well, I know what you've got coming up because I'm going to be on with you at 3 o'clock tomorrow. What you saying, brother?
Yeah,
what we got coming up?
Content-wise coming up. Thanks for having me on. Absolutely amazing panel.
Yeah, boy.
I watch your shows every week on the Fridays and other shows. Yes, Aaron, we do have you coming on my channel tomorrow at 3 p.m. for the first time. Make sure you do tune into that. We will be talking about the Madrid, the Arsenal, what's been going on. I will be doing also another stream in the evening. Anyone's more welcome to join if they're free. An Aston Villa PSG watch along. Wednesday, I'll be doing a watch along for the Arsenal and match reaction straight after the game. And I might do a few vlogs over the weekend as well during the Easter weekend. So just subscribe to the channel where we just hit 8,400 not long ago. We want to try and push to 9K by the end of the year. And
Luca there.
Subscribe to the channel, and that's what's coming up.
Yeah, man, Luca, you've been going from time, man. You know what I mean?
So, 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. I remember.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
I had an old channel called Arsenal Vlogs.
Yeah.
I don't have that anymore now.
Yeah.
And of course, I had plenty of guests on there and all that. I had a lot of big guests, and now I've got this channel now, and I've been going for 5 years. So.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, big up, Luca. That's good, man.
Yeah. No, big up, man. And I'm looking forward to. Don't forget as well. Yeah, like I said, we'll double do it. I will be on with Luca at 3 p.m. tomorrow. We're gonna have a little chat. Yeah, UK time.
And anyone's welcome to join as well if they're free around that sort of time. So
3 p.m. kickoff.
Yeah. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff. I'm a little bit of a busy man this week. I'm sort of as Jez would say, I'm whoring it out a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I'm at you know what I mean, going on a load of other channels tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm with the excellent Luca, of course. And then I can't think. I'm going on another channel. It's escaped my head, but apologies to that person.
Channel, maybe.
And then on Wednesday, that's the big day. I got what have I got on Wednesday? I'm on with DG the Ludaguna. I love that show with DJB and Kenny Ken. I love that, man. Yeah. I'm blessed to have been part of that panel. Then we got the Real Madrid game, of course. Then I'm going to be on Never a Foul, and then I'm definitely going to be on Lee Gunner's emergency stream. And then Thursday, I'll be on again with DJB again. We can't get rid of each other on Dan Potts' show. We will be there on the roundabout. Yeah. So I'll very much look forward to that. And then Friday, I've got my call-in show. My call-in show, for people that don't know, is now set a little bit later to 8:30, just so I can spend a little bit of time cuddling with the missus, you know, before she goes to bed and all of that. Do you know what I mean? Having the kids in both my hands. Do you know what I mean? I've got to be a father before.
Father duties, man.
Exactly right. Yeah. It's all a little finding out sort of thing, and you know, like I've been realizing maybe I've not been neglecting, but you know, I could do better in certain things. So what we do as real Arsenal fans and real people is we notice it and then we make changes. And I don't want to not spend enough time on it. Yeah, exactly. Everything Arteta doesn't
Adjust it, man.
Exactly right. Chat, you've been world class. Panel, world class. I will end it now. Thank you very much. Big up to you, Jester, as well. Yeah,
big up, guys.
Aussie Nutter. I love it. I love it, Jester. Take care, everyone. Big up. Arteta out. Win out. Everyone out. Peace. Bye bye.